up, baby? It's the SydeQuest, show about games and the people. Come on now.
Let the man do his thing.
It's my intro.
Run it back.
It's the SydeQuest, show about games, people who play them. I'm your boy, Tremayne Laughs. Today, known as the young OG OMG.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Yeah, not for oh my God, but for off my game, because it's been a rough day.
Okay.
Bro, that was some like Tupac shit.
I'm up.
That was
I'm
so
up with him.
good.
That was really good.
Jesus, that was good.
The young OG OMG.
I
Anyway,
have such a good one prepared, and it's shit compared to that.
they're all shit compared to me.
All right.
All right,
Respectfully, love y'all.
No,
Like,
You don't even have to
that's
say
fair,
respectfully
that's
for
fair.
that.
That's
You
fair.
can just let it be what it
it's
is.
True.
That's fair. But I've been good. I watched a movie. Shout out Pharrell Williams. Piece by Piece. Fucking slaps.
Okay.
And played a lot of WWE 2K25. My highlight, and I know we have opinions about AI.
Mm-hmm.
AI image generation has made creating wrestlers on WWE 2K25 the easiest thing I've ever been a part of.
Okay.
They pump out logos like light work.
Okay.
Okay.
So I made a superstar.
Okay.
It's a big, strong lady. Her name is Grace Powers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Love
AI,
that.
Google Gemini, shout out to her. Made a good, solid logo.
Okay.
And now she my favorite creation so far. And also, I played out a little Atomfall.
Okay.
Not for me, but I'm not a crafting survival dude.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting, but it's not a game for me. I highly recommend it if y'all into that,
Okay.
but it's not for your boy.
It's not on mine. I do have.
I think you would like it a lot,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Because it has the goofiness, not necessarily goofiness, but it has the goofy kind of art style
Yeah.
of
It's goofy. You'll like it.
Sons of the Forest. It
Okay.
has a similar feel.
Okay.
I think it would rock with it pretty hard.
Okay.
I didn't get that far. I played about an hour and a half.
All right.
But it's solid.
I wonder if the
Okay.
ending is as good. Definitely not.
It's
No,
British,
there's no way.
so it might be wild.
Oh, I mean, if it's British comedy,
You see what I'm
it might
saying?
be
actually
off the
it
fucking
could be
rails.
wild.
It might be actually great.
It might be fantastic.
You see
yeah.
my point.
Yeah.
Well, what's up, dog?
What's up, Josh, aka the Meta Breaker?
Oh.
Okay, you might.
Mr.
Mainly
Neil
because
Parker.
Mr. Blurple, yeah, because I've been
Blurple.
so
Mr. Blurple.
Hi, Mr. Blurple.
Perfect.
Breaker, Mr. Blurple.
Yes, the
Makes me think of the
dichotomy.
Muppets, the Muppet Treasure of Mr. Bimbo lives in my thumb.
Okay, Ron.
We did it! Yes! Y'all up?
We shut him up. Oh gosh. you
Let's hear it.
guys. So last week Rachel and I had this discussion about. I'm talking about the meta of Lorcana. So we had this discussion. It was like, basically, I don't even want to play the game right now because it is so incredibly bad. Like, we had a player, a sponsored player through SydeQuest, Nick, go to aka Beefcake, go to a 120, 130 player tournament over the weekend, and he took second place.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
which is awesome. Great
Yeah.
job, Nick.
Big old shout out to the
Big shout out to Nick. Yes.
Beefcake!
I bench more. So no,
I've been
no, it's
There's
not
no
true.
fucking way
It's
that's
not
true.
true. It's a lie.
I'm gonna venture to guess
That's
Nick
a
can
wild
bench you
going
benching
for-
whatever you
Nick
can.
can
He heard
bench
you
twice
say
as much.
that,
Yeah, he's
and is
benching.
on his way.
Setting up the rack, Beefcake.
He just
Please don't.
jumping across the city like a Hulk.
But yeah, so I was watching the live stream, as many of us
Yeah,
were
yeah,
of
yeah.
that, and dude, it was
That top 16 bracket was
so dumb.
There was 14 either Ruby Sapphire or Sapphire
my
Steel
God.
decks.
yeah.
14 of the 16 decks, and then
Yeah.
there was a yellow green and whatever else.
Hey, you guys want to watch a mirror match, or you want to
Yeah.
watch a mirror match?
One of the commentators was like, "Boy, if you like Sapphire, do we have a top 16?"
Yeah, seriously. At
Was
one
that
point, they were
Kate
like,
from
I would
Beavers?
No, it was the other gentleman.
Okay.
TZG or whatever.
TZG, yeah.
He
They were great.
Oh, they were
Lord
awesome.
Keeper's
Yeah.
He's a good caster. Yeah, he does
You
a good
fancy
job.
yourself a good mirror.
Yeah.
Welcome
At
to
one
the
point, he was like,
stream.
I
Mirror
would
on the
kill
wall.
for a goat. He's like, literally anything else. Like, It's just brutal
Yeah.
right now. The
Yeah.
games take so long. Like
Oh
there's
my
no
God.
there's no interaction really. Like not a whole lot. It's just item after item after item.
Because
after
it's
item.
all about it's all about you are like that deck is basically like I'm paying attention to what you're doing over here, but really I'm brewing my own home over here. right?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I have my own fucking cauldron over here to supervise.
You're doing this. I kind of care, but
But I
not
don't care
Yeah.
that much. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Nick's been on that for
Oh.
3 set champs.
He has
4
been on.
set
He's been on
champs now.
Sapphire Steel since day one.
he's
Yeah,
great.
He's
with
like,
it.
this is what I
He's
put,
phenomenal
and
with
which like, I respect that
Mhm.
because I've also been on the same deck
Yeah.
since set one,
Sure.
and you know when set champs comes, I'm sure I'll be on it again. But I can respect that. It's the switch up now for the
yeah.
players that are
Yeah.
like, oh, Charizard is good now. I'm playing Charizard, and then
Yeah.
everyone plays Charizard, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
it takes up 80% of the
I'll
meta.
bring back the
Yeah.
lights.
So anyway, I went home after I was like, I'm not playing this shit anymore. This game's stupid. And then I went home and I was like, fuck everybody. And so I built this deck and I've been wrecking. I'm 27-3 with it
Nice.
in total play right now.
Oh,
So it's
nice.
still a really small sample. 30
Sure,
games,
sure.
super
Yeah.
small sample size, but I am not losing very often with it.
Were those
so.
3 against like a specific deck, like the same deck?
They were against a specific deck, and it's not Ruby Sap. It's just aggro.
Okay.
And which I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't come out perfectly, you'll probably lose to them anyway. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's I spent a lot of my week doing that.
Mhm.
Played Balatro, played Fallen Order, which is awesome, and I also watched Piece by Piece,
Piece by
which is amazing. So yeah,
Yeah, I was so excited for that. I don't know how I missed the theatrical
missed the
release on that. I was like, I'm really excited now that it's on. You said it's on
Peacock,
Paramount-
yeah.
Peacock.
Peacock.
Okay.
It's always
it's
Peacock.
crazy. Like
It's so
I didn't realize how it's obvious. It's Pharrell's biopic, right? And
but,
so
but made by the people that made the Lego movie.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh,
that's
okay.
what he wanted.
Yeah.
He came to them and was like,
Interesting.
basically, they explained it at the beginning of the movie. He basically is like, there's not enough color in the world to describe how I feel about like everything that I went through. So
Yeah.
I'm using this platform to like bring more color out and
Yeah.
make it more lively and more colorful. And,
Yeah.
and they did an incredible job.
beautiful.
Yeah, but I didn't realize this dude has his hand in everything, and he either grew up in the same town or went to the same high school
Dog.
as Missy Elliott,
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Beach is crazy. It was
Timbaland,
Timbaland, Pusha
and
T,
Pusha T.
and Malice, because the Pusha T.
Yeah, it was like 5 of these
That's
people
wild.
went to the same high school or like we're in
Yeah,
the
that
same
is wild.
neighborhood.
Chad
or something.
Hugo.
Yeah,
Something
obviously.
in the water.
They
Exactly.
said that.
Yeah.
The ocean.
Oh, did they say that?
Yeah.
Of course they did.
Okay, that's it.
ball.
That was my week. That was a lot, but yeah,
It's my turn.
your turn.
Ron, aka Big Man Minivan, aka Why No Gaming.
Whoa.
Wino, as in.
I didn't play anything. I played 1 hour of Fallen Order and maybe 20 minutes of Ori in the Will of the Wisps. And that is it. I mean, I did play Pokemon this Saturday. That was cool. Took second. Played some
Nice.
future stuff as per
Mhm.
usual. So that was
Won
fun.
the last place if I was there, but
Probably.
Damn.
not.
Okay.
I mean, well,
And he
hold
just
on. Wait.
went right in there.
Would you have brought a deck you built?
I'll only
Oh.
bring
Wow.
Anyways.
Nah.
Yeah, so no, that was fun.
I'll cry in the car. It's okay.
It's fine.
I'm uncomfortable.
We are, everything's okay.
In fairness, he's playing Future Box, and his version of Future Box looks a lot like the version of Future Box you brought like several months before.
Oh, yeah, when you were doing the leaves.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
you motherfucker.
Oopsie. Me? Did I do that?
Yeah, no, there's leaves and stuff in that
Yeah.
one.
I really like leaves.
And
it's
Teal
such a-
Mask Ogre Pond.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm using Area Zero, though.
Yep.
I would use that.
And a ton. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So we were cooking probably
they his
close to the
cards?
same
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah.
Did you just take your deck?
I didn't
No,
do
it's-
great.
I mean,
it's-
you
I
broke
didn't do
yours
great
down
with
and threw it away, so I don't.
It's a good. It's a
I
good.
did freak out.
And then I pulled it out of your
Yes.
chest. It's a good deck. I like that list a lot. It's
Yeah.
it's I'm dialing in on what I'm gonna take to Milwaukee.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know you have, because I'm sending you fucking messages at 2 in the morning. Being like, what do you think about Dragonflight?
I woke up and like, why the fuck so many Drew messages? What do you think about this? Whoa,
Answer me now.
No, it's
Time out.
I'm not
Time
even
out.
thinking about
Why do I have
fucking time
34
it is.
missed calls?
You get to a point where calling. We have to have an intervention. If my
Stop
phone
calling.
rings at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll be like, and if I answer it and it's not an emergency, and Drew's like, what do you think about Iona's belly bowl? I'm be like, if it's not an emergency.
What do you think about So yeah,
And my first AKA was because I bought a minivan this week.
Oh, man.
I was
Full
gonna- that's
dad
what I wanted to
mode.
talk
Full
about.
dad
Hell
mode.
yeah, minivan dads.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, as your
No,
oh,
it's my
okay.
wife, so we traded
okay.
whatever. But I mean,
No.
I primarily drive it when we're all going places. But
Nice.
no, it's so nice.
Oh my god, they're
Man.
amazing.
I
I'm
traded
broke now.
Yeah,
It's nice.
What'd you get?
Honda Odyssey 2025.
Oh,
Fancy, dude.
Top of the line.
Fancy.
Hey, Richie Rich.
Yeah, I just
Jesus,
drive a
dude.
Kia.
Yeah. Poor.
To be fair,
This episode is
To be
crazy.
fair.
we've had cars paid off for multiple years, like 5 years
okay,
now. Both
there
of
you
our
go.
cars have been paid off. So we've been saving for the van.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
And we're the kind of people that like hold cars for like 10, 11, 12 years. So it's not something like we ain't those people.
That
Yeah.
van gonna
You
see
know.
some things.
Huh?
That van gonna see some things.
It's gonna see some. It's gonna watch my kids grow.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what's
Dog?
done.
That's nice. That's really
But it's got so much more power than the Forester.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought you had a scuba room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still do.
Oh, okay.
That little kid Hyundai and Subaru.
Anyways, onwards and
Victory?
upwards.
Me. I'm Drew, aka Mountain Drew Baja Blast.
I need you to go ahead.
That was.
I need you to
Listen, I said it would have been good out of context of. Dude, that was. I was.
If you didn't do yours, his
you
would have been
didn't-
great.
Mountain Drew Baja.
Okay.
Listen,
Listen,
I
you
am-
could tell that he was incredible.
He was so excited.
He was pumped for that.
I broke his heart.
You really did. You just ruined his fucking life.
He probably thought of that at 2 o'clock in the morning.
All right.
During one of
As
these
he was
games.
Hey, can we go back?
What do you think about Dragon Ball?
Can we, when you edit this, can you just put little cricket noises after he says his name?
Listen, I
Yes.
admittedly am the oldest person at the table and thought of that today looking at a Mountain Dew can for the first time, and I was like, it's right there.
How have you not found this?
Why haven't I done this?
Why haven't I thought of this?
That's why.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ouch.
Hey, it tested real good.
With your
yourself.
infant.
Anyway.
I'd still use it, just not here.
I don't know. I didn't play shit.
I drank a Mountain Dew and
I saw your list.
No, I played a bunch this week. I did get a lot of Pokemon TCG in, a lot of physical and live games.
Nice.
Been testing decks, trying to make something work with Ends, Enzork. Been messing with the. I can't kick Future Box. I can't kick Future Box. I just like it so much.
Nobody
If you
expects
like
it.
it, you'll do better.
I know, yeah,
I know.
but I
Yeah.
really do want to try and go with something that multiple people are playing, so that we can test it together. We can really refine it
Is
together.
that falling
I mean,
apart?
Huh?
Is that falling apart?
Everybody playing the same thing?
Yeah, similar. Like, yeah.
As of
Yes,
right now, I don't think anybody is
We're still
on a
trying to
deck
find
yet.
it. Yeah.
Mm.
They're still in search.
Do you know what you're playing?
Is being refined.
That list that you sent me?
How far
You're-
away are we
you're
from
on that.
Milwaukee?
Okay.
1 month almost exactly.
A month after. You have to also understand, like, rotation
Just
is
happened.
It didn't. It still
Well,
hasn't.
yeah. But by the time you
Until
go,
7.
it will have just happened. Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
meta's still. It hasn't even had a chance
hasn't
to develop
really.
yet.
By the time we go to
I
Milwaukee,
think-
that meta is 3 weeks old.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're trying to predict a meta that doesn't exist yet
That's
by playing with cards like they do,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Like it does. And so there has the first regional, there will be one regional
I think it's
before
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Oh,
But I
that
think that's-
sucks.
Yeah.
Is that
There'll
pre
be-
or post rotation?
I think it's the week of rotation.
Mm.
So I think it is post rotation.
Mm.
And so Yeah, so I've been playing a bunch of different decks. I think I'm down to 3. One is I'm probably just going to default to whatever Tremayne's got built because I can't seem to quite make something work.
There's a change I need to make in it. I've realized the problem that keeps happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot of snipers out here.
Mm-hmm.
So many.
Yeah.
They keep sniping.
Yeah.
Sniper,
Yeah.
no sniping. Sniper, no
I'm so
sniping.
glad you said it because it's been in my head.
Yeah.
It makes me sad that you guys aren't running like a team list.
Well,
I get it. I get it. But
we have a disparity of players that play lots of different, like enjoy playing lots of different styles.
which totally
I
makes
think-
sense. And if I don't know, a couple episodes I talked about this. Like the people that do well, the people
Yeah.
that win these things, they all play the same shit. Their
Yeah.
team plays the exact same list
Yep.
through and through, card by card.
Yep.
So, because it's easier to test. It's
Yeah.
easier to test with. It's easier to like pick out what's right and what's wrong. And you
Yeah.
guys, like I said, you got a lot of smart players, good players.
And I think you can achieve a similar goal, not maybe the identical goal, but I think you can achieve a similar goal by everybody locking into the decks that they're going to play and playing each other's decks, as long as you're keeping and cycling the meta, right? So like everybody's still invested in everybody's deck in the same way and going like, okay, this is how I got you there, right? With what I'm playing. And so as long as everybody's actually invested, but like everybody deciding 2 days before you go and nobody's actually played each other or their lists and they can't really help it. That's what really starts to fall apart.
Yeah.
But I think if the team walks in the next week or so, we know what our deck lists are and we're just refining from there and going, okay, I've got one too many buddies or what. Or
Yeah.
Are people being helpful,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
are people being more like, I want this for myself?
Yeah, so like everybody's been super helpful. Everybody's been like letting people roll the stuff back, talk about like what stuff is. I mean, I had a game where I was like, I realized something in the middle of the game, like this card should be different.
Right. Yeah.
Like this should be a different card. I'm like, let's act like this is this. And it's
Right, yeah.
like and you know, and because it just helps, right? Like
Yeah.
you're in the middle of the game going like,
This card is useless.
this card is useless, and if it was this turn is this. All of these turns where I've been running into this problem are different. Let me see what happens right now if this is a TM Evo instead
Right,
of a whatever.
Yeah.
So it's been really good. Also live, live's nice to have in standard right now. We get a little bit of extra time. We're getting those practice games. The live algorithm of how you match make, like, unless you're playing a meta list that live is aware of, and then it just matches you against other people playing meta lists. When you're playing anything home cooked, it just doesn't know what to do with
Oh,
you.
really?
Like I played like I don't even know what it was.
Why doesn't it match you based on like player ranking? Is there not any of that?
There is player ranking. There's player ranking. It matches you based on a range of your player ranking. Additionally, like what the highest score you've ever held is, it hides that back there, but it's matching you against people. So like it tracks you each time. So if you like don't play a lot of ranked in a season, like I'm all the way at the bottom right now because I just haven't played much rank in the last like 2 seasons on live, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like way down below, but it's still matching me to people in like the 400s or 500s, even though I'm like way down there because it's like, you were like in the 7s the last time you tried, right?
Right.
But if I just like load up a meta deck, all of a sudden I'm playing meta stuff. If I'm loading up something that is like one of our builds, it's like, I don't know, what if it was a Brambleghast Sylveon build?
Yeah.
And it's like,
I played a Slowpoke Leafeon deck earlier. What the fuck is this?
I played a Slow King. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I'm fucking obliterated.
Yeah, so anyway, lots of Pokemon TCG. I played more Timberborn. That game's been really fun. Still in early access. Played
Beaver machines.
Beaver machines. Yeah,
Beaver.
it's really good if you like city builder factory stuff.
Or if you like Beavers.
Or Beavers, I guess. If you're just like, I don't have enough games with
let's not.
Beavers.
I'm not gonna do it.
in my life.
Please.
Joel, I'm not.
Please do it. I'm begging. Don't leave me out here like this. Don't leave me out here on the porch. It's cold.
Guys, I'm trying to make my part smaller, okay?
You got a phone call in the middle of it.
I know. Anyway, so play some more Phasmo. That game's a blast. The crew, it's with the, huh?
Stop hiding. Stop hiding in the dang chair. You get in that damn house.
What are you talking about?
You get in that house.
No, what are you talking about?
Is it scary as shit?
Huh?
Is it scary?
Yeah, what's up?
You get in the house.
I go in the house.
You don't.
I do. No, I go in the house.
You go in the house to give people things and you run out of the
Yeah,
house.
that's exactly.
Yeah.
I
You're fucking
set up a
DoorDash out
camera
here,
real
dog.
quick. I set a camera real quick, and then I go look at the camera in the truck.
You guys are doing great.
Somebody's got to watch the camera.
They should
Isn't
have
it
jump
proximity
scares in the
chat
truck.
too?
Yeah, they
Huh?
should.
Isn't it
They should
proximity
put scares
chat?
in the
It is proximity chat, and I walkie-talkie.
Okay.
But if
I
you
was gonna say, so you
walkie-talkie
can't
them,
talk.
while, if you
Yeah.
walkie-talkie them while the ghost is hunting, the ghost knows where they're at, so they have
Yeah.
to find a new hiding spot.
It sounds like you should be off the team.
What they need to do is incorporate scares into the camera. Stop looking.
Well, it is
They're
scary.
like,
No, hold
They
on.
should put a
hold
ghost
on.
in
Just
the
to be
van.
clear,
Ghost in the van.
Just to be clear, when you find the room that the ghost is in and you set up the camera, and the ghost starts haunting, the first thing they do is mess with the electronics. So I'm sitting there watching the camera, and the first person that sees that the haunts go is me in the scary camera, and I go scream, and then I go, guys, it's hunting, and then they
On the
know it's-
walkie-talkie, and everybody's like, "Shut up, Drew!"
Shut up.
He's having whole defense prepared for why he's being
Right.
a fucking baby in the
It's
car.
just as scary for me. I'm not by the ghost, but I can see it on the
I can see him on the TV.
It's like I knew people were gonna criticize
I was in
him
the
for
van
this.
with Jules yesterday, and he was like, yeah, one of us should go in and go do it. I was like, yeah, you should.
Yeah, one of us should. You're right.
I'm fucking bringing stuff into the house, and then I'm gonna go hang out in the van.
Yeah.
Oh
You know.
my god.
Van man.
I'm the tech guy. Yeah, and then playing Satisfactory 1.0 I played a ton of Satisfactory when it was in early access. And
Is
it's,
it?
And now it's in 1.0.
Is it
It is.
satisfactory?
It's very satisfactory.
Satisfactory.
Factory games, man, are a
Oh, it's a
time.
factory game.
It's a
Now I
it
get
is.
it.
Yeah, it is a factory game.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a
Satisfactory.
strange name for a game.
Yeah, it is like
No, it is not.
It is a cozy factory builder. First
Okay.
person. One of the tools that you build yourself is just a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
And so
Yeah,
like
we all need one every now and then.
so yeah, so you can just like after you've got your whole your factory line built, you can just kind of like sit and watch all the automation go.
Nice. Is it all robots?
It's all
Child labor?
No, it's it's the first one. It's all just It's all just robots.
Positive.
It's
It's not satisfactory. It's the saddest.
Satisfactory.
No, but me and,
Get to work, kids.
me and my good friend B we play a lot of factory games together and puzzle games together, and so
Is it multiplayer?
it is.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So right now we're doing a hosted game, but we just discovered that like a dedicated server setup actually works, so we might move the save file.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, the Forest of B's and D's
Right, yes.
is the name of the save.
Oh my god.
Oh my Jesus.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I think I pretty much got everything.
Okay. All right.
Mountain Drew.
I'm Rachel, aka Dreamlight 30 Hours Disney fucking simp. Oh my god, I can't stop.
Yeah, okay.
I can't
Nice.
stop. I am having so much fun playing Dreamlight. It is. I really do have like 30 hours, and I don't know how that happened.
Right.
That's what other people do.
Yeah, holy shit. No, it's so cool, and I feel like maybe Sammy told you a little bit about this, but I'm gonna tell the whole table because I think it's cool. The story of that game is actually really gripping in terms of like the level of sadness.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So this
Wasn't
story
expecting that.
is about like you begin the game by waking up in Dreamlight Valley.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what
No, I'm
He's
just-
visualizing.
No, go.
Sounds woke.
you have to.
That's not what my reaction was gonna be.
You start the game by waking up.
That's not
And that's it.
what
That's
you
it. So you wake up in Dreamlight Valley and you're like, what, where the hell am I, basically?
Yeah.
And you come to realize that the Dreamlight Valley has had a ruler who is missing.
Okay.
And you start picking up memories and pieces of puzzles, and you come to the realization, probably it seems to me, that you are the ruler that has left the valley. And the fucking Disney characters are trapped in different realms and need your help getting back to where they belong at home. And
Is it because you grew up?
it's because you grew up and everybody stole the magic from you.
Ah.
And when I read one of the journal entries, I knew that was gonna hit you really hard, Josh. I really did. I thought of you when
Fucking
I read
Peter Pan ruined everything for everyone.
Don't grow up.
I read one of the journal entries, and it was clearly about like how busy they've gotten.
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, oh my God, again with the heart that is ripping out. Jesus, take the wheel. I'm in pain.
Yeah.
But like in a way though, it's like, damn, this is a nice reminder for me. Like I gotta slow down sometimes.
Slow
like
down.
I gotta just and that's what the game is all about, right? Slow down and enjoy like
Holy shit.
all of the
that's
code,
some
like
good
enjoy
stuff
the
right
world
there.
building, enjoy like helping these people with the things they need help with, and like it's a good. Josh, you gotta play the game.
Oh, I'm gonna play.
You
the
gotta
game.
play the game.
I'm going to.
It is so awesome. I love it so much. And like,
That's
so
wild.
Sammy's been playing since it was in beta. So
Okay.
she was like technically a tester for the game before it released, which was super cool. And they were like, hey, we need this many people. If you pay for it, you'll have access to everything. And then we'll release other pieces for free. And she was like, it's
Want it.
Disney, baby,
Got it.
I'm in.
It's mine.
And so she was like really involved in their threads for all of their submissions of like helping improve the game and all
That's
that
cool.
stuff, which is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And now I'm getting to see like the efforts of her labors because
Nice.
it performs really well. And some of her feedback is stuff that they actually changed. I'm sure she's not the only one that submitted that feedback, but still it was really cool.
Yeah.
And she knows the game inside and out. Like, and she is leading me in the best way possible, which is like, I'm going to help you without telling you everything you need to know. Because like when you game with someone online, sometimes they just like info dump.
Oh, you just do this.
You just do this and they dump all this shit on you. And she's like, I'm gonna give you these 3 things that'll be very helpful to you. And then off you go. So it's been really cool. And plus it's a game that like I set up the Steam Deck on a little computer monitor next to the TV and we'll play Dreamlight together. So that's been cool. And then I did download Monster Hunter Wilds. Which is an unusual game for me, kind of, in that like I do love boss battles, but it gets a little too redundant for me after a period of time.
Yeah.
However, after our last episode where I talked about my friend Ari, I was like, man, when was the last time I talked to them? And I looked at my phone and I was like, oh my gosh, we haven't talked to each other since Christmas. That's unacceptable. And I reached out to them and they were like, hey, what are you playing right now? And I was like, I don't know. I was going to put it ball in your court. And they were like, do you want to try Monster Hunter Wilds with me? I was like, well, Ari's never led me astray before. So Ari was like, do you want to play Monster Hunter Wilds? Like, do you want to give it a go? And they were like, I think you'll like this weapon and blah, blah, blah. And I could tell they were super pumped to try it with me. And I was like, all right, I'm in. Like, so I got through the tutorial stuff. I built a character and all that jazz. And like, I tell you what, the intro already has me kind of intrigued compared to my previous experience with Worlds, which was like, it's no offense to my buddy, but my buddy said I'll play it with you, and then switched from PS to PC and bailed on me. So
Is this still not crossplay?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It was not crossplay at the
It wasn't
time,
play
at
it.
least.
No, I'm saying is Wilds.
Wilds, I don't know if it is crossplay
okay.
or not. It didn't matter. Ari and I both are PS5 main,
okay.
so it works out fine. But anyway, so I'm excited to play with Ari again. It's been a while, and
That's cool.
and I was telling them about the shop, and they were like, "Oh, I want to come in and check it out." So it was a good connection.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think that's pretty much it. Other than some of what Josh was talking about with Lorcana, it's not as much deck building as much as it's kind of like deck studying right now and thinking about like, I want to stay on my same 2 colors and just kind of think about what really needs to happen
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to my roots of gray purple and just think about what I can do in this space to exist. And
It's just really annoying.
It's
like,
frustrating. It is
I
frustrating.
don't know. You guys have more experience with TCGs than I do, I guess. So like, what's your experience with like when I keep referring to Charizard, but that's my best. Like that deck dominated the meta for a very small period of time.
Which is what I think
is
is going to be with this, though, right? Like, I don't think it's going to be. I do think there will be people who will always main blue steel in the wheel capacity and ramp, whatever. But point is that I don't think this wave of the blue steel and
there's just got to be one thing that breaks it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, so I think it depends a lot on development, right? Pokemon, I think sometimes is either so ahead of understanding the meta of the game that they're going to release that they will release a card, it will seem broken, and the counter to that card is in the very next set.
Yeah.
Like, so you get like 4.5 weeks of like, and it's just like, oh, the one thing that completely counters that.
Right.
People continued to find Charizard after that, like continued to make Charizard work. Because Charizard is just a good card. I mean, it's just such a good card, right?
Any Pokemon that can accelerate energy to itself and other Pokemon, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter that it's Charizard. It's just because of its ability is why it's so good.
And because it's so big, and it gets better over time.
Over time,
over time it progresses.
Yeah,
it does better. The better your opponent is doing.
Yes.
So,
interesting.
So Charizard's hitting for more the more prize cards they've taken.
Oh, I see.
So that was like every time they take a prize card, he's doing more damage. So he comes out early, he's hitting for like 180, accelerates energy to himself. If you maintain the lead, which you kind of almost can't do with Charizard, because like they'll outpace you. You're gonna. So Charizard is all about
kind of purposely fall behind a bit.
Purposefully falling behind, controlling how far behind you fall.
Red and blue.
And doing that, and then going like, and now you have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Right.
I got you.
And so it's very straightforward, and like Ron said, like accelerates energy it accelerates all the energy it needs to attack itself and one extra.
Right.
So like you don't even have to rely on another Pokemon to get it powered up.
Okay.
The only other Pokemon you need to rely on is how fast you can get to Charizard because it's a stage 3. So it's like you needed the Pidgeot engine or the Arceus engine or some sort of draw engine to ensure you're getting the right Pokeballs to search the right Pokemon or the rare candy or whatever it may be.
Okay.
But like, and then things like fell out of meta and then get a card and come back, right? Like we saw like the dying breath of Regidrago come back, right? And like where it's like, oh, okay, here's 2 new dragon Pokemon that like are kind of hard to power up on their own, but very easy to discard.
Right.
And now out of your discard pile, you can have something that's doing 200 to the main attack and into the bench, and something that just knocks out a basic Pokemon, either on the active position or not. And then all of a sudden, Regidrago's everywhere. So I mean, like, again, I think it comes back to the discussion that we had, right? Like, meta is a lot of confirmation bias, right? A deck wins, and it's not to say that there aren't good cards or bad cards, like I've said a bunch of different times, right? But a deck wins, then 80% of your player base aren't interested in actually cooking new decks, like at a competitive level. They just want they're just trying to get good with a deck, right? And so like a deck wins, people go, what's that list? They look that list up, they play it, right?
Right.
If you start to see, and one of the things that I actually argue right now is why the Pokemon meta is in a really good and interesting place, is that even though, what was the one regional that we all went, Baltimore, it was like 70% like Raging Bull or something like that. Like it was an insane amount of Raging Bull. But that wasn't relayed into it's not like the top 16 was 70% Raging Bull. Right? Was it still a huge portion of Raging Bull? Yes, because mathematically it just kind of has to, right?
Right.
Unless somehow 70% of people went and played just the absolute wrong deck, right?
Yeah.
But like, so to answer your question, like everybody thinks that it's the best. It probably might actually be the best right now. And that combination of the two just means that 80% of people are just going to go, I'm just going to play that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's thought out. The lines are already figured out for me. Like, it's already super powerful at the base. But at the end of the day, you give me that deck and you play some green-yellow amalgamation, you're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're playing a deck versus me playing something that I don't know how to pilot, it's really not gonna.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, the answer is, it's new, it's fresh, it's thought of, and the counter just hasn't been thought of to it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it
But
has.
it could be on the
Right?
way. Yeah.
You know,
Or some random card. Or
It
somebody
could be
who-
27 and 3.
Mhm.
At this right, and that's what you see happen in Pokemon all the time. All of a sudden, somebody goes through their bulk and is just reading abilities and is like, oh, this card that is 5 cents fixes the entire problem for
I
me.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or things like Manaphy rotated. Now bench sniping is like a massive, like all of a sudden Wellspring Ogerpon is one of the best cards in format. You
Right.
know,
Right.
where before it was, what they put it in like Lugia
Mhm.
and maybe something else, but that was about it. Like it
Yeah.
didn't see a lot of play. But now it's like, holy shit, this thing's a monster because no one can block their bench.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
You know, so yeah, I mean, you might be one set away from being okay again.
Or the answer could be
In your
could
boxes.
be in people's bulk boxes, and people just haven't figured out the 1-2 combination. That
Yeah.
Be the one.
Well, I'm
Figure it out.
I mean, listen, I think that I'm
27
a
to 3,
capable
baby.
enough player to like, I'll figure it out either way.
right.
Yeah.
It's more so like the game fucking sucks to start playing right now.
Yeah, it feels
if you
bad.
came to our like organized play as a brand new player,
Sure.
it'd be tough.
Yeah.
It'd be really tough.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the decks that we saw, in which I mean there were some solid decks that
Yeah,
were here,
for sure.
and they're nothing against the players using them at all, but like they are all decks that if you don't specifically know how to deal with them,
Oh,
it's
Right.
over.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
green-
there was 3
you don't have
green
a
steel
shot.
discard decks.
those are foul.
and it's like the
Foul.
least
They
fun deck to
smell.
play
They
against.
they literally reek. I can smell them across town.
Yeah.
Like I can.
Beat it on stream anyway.
Anyway, no, you did a great job with it. But those decks are very difficult to deal with on the whole,
Yeah.
right? And like
Yeah.
a lot of the decks that we saw here are all meta decks that are inherently known for just being a pain in the ass. to
Yeah,
deal
yeah,
with,
for sure.
right?
For
And
sure.
so I feel like that's kind of a little bit. Josh and I were just saying that we felt like this new set could foster a lot of creativity and ingenuity.
Uh-huh.
And what's funny is that it has gone the complete
Yeah.
opposite
I remember you
direction.
telling me about that.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can
check
play
it out, Rhino.
You can play any, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
You can play any colorway. You can do this with steel instead of
Right,
whatever.
and
It's
so we both were
Oh, no,
like,
14
this
of
card,
the
like these
16 decks.
singular cards created the destruction of creativity.
You fell for the propaganda, Josh.
I know I
which
did.
Which happens. It's like it is what it is, and I don't think it's like the end of the fucking game, but it
Sure.
it is a little bit of a disheartening thing when you see this new set that is clearly designed to foster creativity, and instead it is just a wall
Yeah.
of blue and steel,
Yeah.
and that's okay. Like I get it, but that deck will die in its own right too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like it's interesting. While Lorcana was introducing that set to bolster creativity, obviously, it feels weird that Pokemon and Lorcana kind of switch places.
Mhm.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like this set, Journey Together, it threw a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Here's some interesting stuff. We took away a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No more bench protection, no more lost vacuum, no more lost zone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Took away a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A lot of new interesting stuff. is
No more
happening.
Magma Basin.
No more Magma Basin.
Yeah.
And Lorcana was like, here's actual do stuff, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, we're cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Blue Steel?
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
It's
It'll-
one set.
It's one
and-
set.
and-
It'll swing in a different direction.
And the thing is, like, I'm still having fun playing the deck.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
If it's unhealthy for the game, they'll ban it.
yeah,
Right?
for sure.
If it's not unhealthy for the game, it's just communally become unhealthy. They'll just let it simmer for a second, and then people will figure out the counter for it. They may know already. They're like, oh, when they print that card, they'll go, this is the one on face value. People will read and go, here it is. There might be another 2 cards in that set. When you put them in the same seller set, all that stuff doesn't matter anymore. It's like, oh, this deck just completely shuts this down.
Yeah.
But it's not in it could be in that yellow green or whatever, that thing that everybody's like, nobody plays that. And they're just sitting waiting for somebody to go, what happens when you mush those 2 colors together? And I'm not saying that it is. Obviously, I don't know. But I'm just saying that's what you tend to see in Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
It's like, the next set prints a card that really does adjust it because it just wasn't. They knew that was going to become dominant, and then wanted just to have time, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, but there was kind of the Mew Genesect, like the Fusion Strike Mew portion of Pokemon where it was just like. It was like, everybody like you kind of should be playing like if you want to have the best chance of winning, it should probably be this thing that like just powers itself up and does basically infinite damage until like
for sure.
Like that,
That's how it is right now. It's
right.
It's not the only deck, obviously, but if you want the best chance of winning, you have to play this deck, and that's why.
And I'm not doing that.
Right.
I don't like that situation.
But even in those situations, which is kind of boring, right? It's kind of boring to see the same thing win. Right. That's universal in every sport, right? Like F1's just started back up, and this is like probably the first F1 season where like out the gate, Red Bull's not just like inherently dominant in the last like 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'm really bad about that. Like even sports and things that I care about when like there's no question mark about who's going to win in something. Yeah. It's just boring. It's it's not who's gonna be at the top of this? It's probably gonna be Mew. That doesn't feel good, right? Oh, it's probably gonna be Steel Blue. Yeah. And I think the thing that sucks about that the most is the misconception that comes along with it, right? Which is like as much as I hate Max Verstappen, like Red Bull's winning because their engineers are fantastic, because he is a fantastic driver and he's a dickhead, but he's a fantastic driver, right? And like,
and heard it here, folks.
And so now everybody's like, oh well, yeah, they don't deserve it or any of this, and maybe they did cheat a little bit, but also like.
Off the rails.
No, but like to say like you had like with the Sapphire Steel thing, right? Like we almost had to caveat the fact that like Nick's been coming in second at set championships with that deck for
winning
for but he's taken L's too, right? Like and for
he's been putting in the time with the deck.
He's been putting in the time in the deck, and people will just go like, "Well, yeah, but he played Steel Sapphire
and
when
that's
it was
not
really
true
powerful." And that's not true. It's probably not true for a lot of people that are playing it, right?
Yeah.
Again,
let's give it a firm 50%.
I mean,
I mean, when you go from like the numbers say, when you go from 2% of people at a DLC playing Sapphire Steel to now 70% of people playing Sapphire Steel, it's like, okay.
But again,
you haven't been playing that.
That do feel bandwagony.
Yeah, but again, those 70% are take the winning percentage of people, right? And then look at how many losers are also playing Sapphire Steel.
Yeah, sure.
Right? You see what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't just like, when you got to be worried is when 20% of the community is playing that deck, and now all of a sudden
50% of it.
80% of the now
what
it's like
the Kansas City Chiefs is
now
going on here?
Now something is actually broken in like the balance of this. Just things like able to defy odds in a way that and then you have the opposite thing, right? You have Jesse Parker taking Miraidon to last year when everybody is universally going like that deck is done. Right, it is no longer capable of winning. And taking a regional with it, and
might be your top 4.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean he won a regional with it after everybody's on. He played. No, I'm crossing people.
Yes.
I'm crossing. Jesse Parker played Iron Thorns
Oh,
right?
no, he
No,
played Miraidon.
no, he
he
definitely
played
played
Miraidon.
But
Miraidon.
he was
Miraidon.
third in. He
Yeah.
came in
Is that,
third
He came
in
third.
Worlds.
Yeah, in Worlds. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
you are mixing.
The winner
I am-
was
The
Iron Thorn.
situation was the same regional,
Yes.
but the Iron Thorns was the controversy part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesse was just he was
That's
just-
right. That's right. I did cross streams. But anyway,
It was
but
upset.
Don't cross streams.
I did cross streams, but at the world stage, when everybody's saying that
Yeah.
deck should not be able to win, he went undefeated up until
Until that point, yeah.
up until that point, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
Wild.
that's what I'm talking about when I say. And was Miraidon a meta deck? Yes, but the meta currently said
No.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like do not play this deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think sticking with colors that you're used to, being interested in exploring new ways and new combinations, somebody will come up with something. Everything's a cook until it starts winning and
Yeah.
everybody's playing it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
So, and I mean, and
Everything's good.
yeah, and I think like the thing you touched on is like we're in kind of the opposite space right now. Like everything's cooking right now in Pokemon. Like
Yeah.
obviously the straightforward ones are like, you know, the Iono deck or the Hops deck or the you know the Ends deck. So
Mhm.
the thing they throw at you first.
right, like
Once you look behind those, you're like, oh,
yeah.
a lot of fruits in these trees.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, you know, so Journey Together gave us trainer Pokemons again. We trainer Pokemon.
Trainer.
Pokemon.
Dare put an S at the end of that,
Can't believe
Legos.
that just happened.
Yeah.
Poke people.
Poke people. Thank you.
No, there you go.
Oh.
Gave the trainers Pokemon again and
Nailed it.
nailed it.
First try.
Beautiful.
And it's cool. It's exciting to have back, but they're doing a lot of interesting stuff, like making very powerful things on a very narrow column.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like this card is really good, but you can only attach it to, you know, like a Hops Pokemon,
Right,
right? And like,
There's
or
only 4 of those.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And so
5, 6, whatever.
those feel like very, very straightforward. It's like, okay, well, you're gonna play a Hops deck, or you're gonna play an Iono deck, but like Tremayne's saying, you can split that apart, and you're like, okay, well, one of the things that I was sending him messages about at 2 a.m. is like, what if Hopsation is just your opener?
Right, yeah.
Like
That's what it's for in the beginning.
it's a 0 attack energy basic Pokemon that swings for 120 and 30 to the bench.
Well, it's 120 with all the other things.
With all the other things,
Right,
right?
yeah,
so
yeah.
now you got to find
It's
you gotta
30,
find
30,
it-
but you gotta-
It's
you gotta-
30, but
yeah.
you can Snorlax, Hops,
Postwick.
Postwick, and now you're doing 120. You can turn 120, and 30 to the
Yeah.
bench, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm playing with some stuff and I'm going like this. And like I sent Tremayne a deck list, and he's like,
And this asshole didn't respond for 6 hours.
no, he did. No, he did. He responded.
And I responded organized because they was all random thoughts, and I replied to each one specifically.
Yeah.
I was mad courteous,
He
dog.
was so good. He was so good about dealing with my. But he was like, "There's not even enough like metal energy in that to power up House Station." I was like,
You
"Yeah,
don't need it, yeah.
we're not.
You're just doing the first attack.
We want to lose it,
Yeah.
right?" And so yeah, I think you might be thinking of something else that I haven't sent you yet.
We can't do this here.
But anyway,
No.
so I mean, it's cool. That's the cool stuff, right? Because all of these opportunities, all of these possibilities, there's obviously the clear solution that they want to give
Right,
you.
yeah.
But then, like, there's still Charizard's still sitting there,
yeah.
right? We actually have to end the podcast now. Trey's got to go. He's got to do something real quick.
Time to
Yeah.
cook, baby!
Time
Time to
so
cook.
like. And,
Yeah, it's
and,
on.
and I think that that's really fun and exciting. Like there's been so much negative stuff happening around Pokemon right now.
Mhm.
It's really cool for this rotation and this set to present like such an
Exciting.
change
Yeah.
and an interesting change. I felt like last year it was like, oh, you're gonna lose a bunch of stuff. And everything else that we're introducing right now is just kind of not fluff, but it wasn't like a major change last year. Like
Yeah.
the cards that
You're gonna
already
see a
had,
shift in the meta right now.
that
And
was
you
it.
didn't get it back then. And with the last
Well, you lost a bunch of V Pokemon,
V
but not
stuff.
all of them. And so it was like, oh, well, Lost Zone will be gone. And people are like, nah, I still figured it out. I got all the cards I actually need to make it good, right? And it's like,
now it's like brand new decks.
Now
Right,
it's
yeah,
like
there's
brand
no
new
V.
decks.
That's cool.
We've lost every V Pokemon at this point. Basically, every yellow border
Every
card's
yellow
out.
board.
That's cool.
And so lots of different mechanics are gone. Lots of different Pokemon are gone.
It's nice because there's new ways to accelerate. There's new ways to move Pokemon. There's
And-
new ways to boss or like move their Pokemon. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. There's a lot of new
Yeah.
stuff that we can do.
Yeah.
And it still feels like the game has now slowed down again.
Yeah, it does feel a little slower, but it can also still be fast with those hopzations. Oh my gosh!
The Hopzation deck that I was like rolling around and playing with, like honestly, if I went second and you started only 2 Pokemon, I won the game.
Right? Yeah.
Like it's that consistent. It's that easy to just like make
Unless
sure.
they have 2 big basics. But yes,
But those don't
Still,
really
though.
exist in this format.
Not really.
Like
Raging Bolt and all that kind of stuff.
right, but they
Yeah.
have to have opened those
Or, yeah.
and
Yeah,
get those
yeah.
going. And again, I'm playing bullshit because Live's like, I don't know what
yeah.
this deck is.
Yeah, true.
What if you played all Badus?
Right? Yeah.
This guy's got
That's
4
a-
Badus
that's a-
and grass
that is a deck.
energy. And it's like, okay, great, cool.
Quad
great
Buddies
shit.
cross last.
Thanks for
Um,
the test.
Yeah, thanks for the test. Really,
I
really
believe-
appreciate
Really
it.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
See.
Okay,
I can see. Yes.
Yeah, I did play a deck that with the Hopzation deck, which was a Badu on the bench and a Badu in the active.
Nice.
They went first, and I was
30-30.
like, oh man, I don't even have to do any
Right?
like,
Yeah.
attach. The game is over.
Game over.
I don't even have to do any of the powering up.
Have a good day.
Why did you send me this? And so yeah, but
It's been super
Good
fun.
stuff.
And I think
It's been
I know you're bolding the Billy Boot. You're building the belly bolt list with your daughter.
yes, yeah.
And I was playing with that one this weekend. I'm like, this one actually might be a decent one for my daughter too, because it's not super complicated. Like getting the energies into play is not super complicated. She's moving lots of cards, getting to attach lots of energies, like
Yeah.
so she can maybe think for longer than 5 minutes
Yeah.
and play the game.
Mhm.
So. And she gets to evolve a little bit, but there's no 2 stages. It's all just 1 stage.
Yeah.
No.
So it seems like a fun one that
Iono's belly bolt at surface or the Iono's deck at surface level is the only one of the 3 that feels like it's done. Like
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
Like you don't need any other Pokemon in that deck.
Yeah.
You just need some electric energy. You need the stadium that they made for it. You need some
It's-
Ionos
Ionos.
and
Go to town,
and
kids.
You just kind
Have
of,
fun.
And you just kind of go.
I will say the
Um,
one that I've been playing over the weekend, which have been okay, I did play a little bit, which was I lied. I forgot. Okay, was actually had Raging Bolt in it,
Mm.
so it was Belly Bolt and Raging Bolt.
Bolty Bolt.
Bolty Bolt. I don't know what they're calling it, but it's probably what it is. Bolty Bolt. Bolt Square.
Raging belly.
It's. I mean, like
That sounds
it's
gross.
not.
Belly rage.
Sound like you done ate something. Sound like you had a Mountain Dew.
Okay. How about 2 back to back?
How about a Mountain Drew?
Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
But yeah, so it seemed pretty good. Ha ha ha. Man, you should use that, AKA. I get it now. Oh.
I'm not gonna give you that.
Somebody had to.
No,
No,
but
it
I was really enjoying that one. It's not a whole lot. It's like 2 Raging Bolts added to the list.
Okay.
It's not a Raging Bolt deck. It's just there's Raging Bolt in it, and there's a couple extra fightings because once you get it going, it's so easy to get 8 electrics back into play, and then all of a sudden you're hitting for 400 again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's interesting.
and then having to draw on the kilowatt rolls and all that's like
Mhm.
it works really good.
Because it's already running Earthen Vessel. It
Mhm.
runs Earthen Vessel to go get the electric energy to
Right.
discard.
So there is some SADAs in it, but like only a couple.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
But you don't really
That's
need
cool.
it because it's
You don't really
attach.
need 'em.
It's attach fighting e-switch
That's unclear.
energy.
I said, what language are they speaking?
The
Okay,
Balatro
yes.
language.
Yeah.
The Balatro
Blah, blah,
language.
blah,
Sorry, all
blah,
right.
blah,
All
blah,
right, we were just trying to bring the Pokemon back into a
Back into
good
a
space.
positive-
Good space,
You know,
happy space.
because there is some
Pokemon
news and
is
stuff
awesome.
regarding
Pokemon's
TCG.
back.
It's I mean,
Pokemon's back.
It's still dealing with some stuff. It's
Lots of
still,
stuff.
it still
Some
has,
things
yeah,
and some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Still-
speaking of dealings with some stuff,
Oh,
the
goodness.
Pokemon,
Yeah.
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 Tell us about it.
Well, yeah. I think like pretty matter of
New
fact
host.
about it is last week. It might have been actually before we recorded last week's podcast. We might be like 10 to 14 days out on this news.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. It's old news at this point. But it's extremely confirmed news at this point.
Right, yeah.
Which
Speculation
is
to
what
confirmed.
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a long rumored thing that was rumored to be happening in distribution at like the TCG level, has been very, very confirmed, right?
Mhm.
And that is that MJ Holdings, which is they claim to be the largest TCG distributor in the country. They're the ones that are responsible for mainly Walmart, but they also distribute to like Targets, other things and stuff like that.
Right.
Pokemon, they're the exclusive distributor for Walmart.
Okay.
They have been caught. Seems like a strong word when it's as bold-faced as it is.
Right, yeah.
But they have been caught.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I would
Running,
never.
running a online-only local game store, registered to the exact same address as their distribution warehouse is addressed.
They were
Selling
that
stuff-
close.
I mean, yeah.
They were that
They
close.
changed.
How did we
all-
get caught?
They changed all the letters in the name.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Hey Google, play Ain't It Fun?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. So they got caught selling. They sell on Walmart.com. TCG Player. I think their TCG Player has already been removed.
Under the name JM Holdings.
Like J. It's like
JM
no. It's like
Catchings.
JM
it's
held.
It's like GT Hobbies or something
Yeah.
like that. Like yeah.
Sounds
it's
like a
They
small
still
hobby
went with
shop.
they still went with the two initials.
They
of that.
still went. Yeah. Like they
kept
couldn't
that.
even.
They didn't try
couldn't-
that hard.
Yeah. It's probably
They'll never catch us.
Some
If-
underscore guy underscore basement.
if I had to guess, M and J are their last names, and it's like George and Tyler are their
Right,
first
the
names.
first names.
And like
They thought they was
like,
clever as hell.
Yeah.
That's as inventive
like,
as they
They were
got.
like, hell yeah.
If I
They'll
know-
never catch us.
If I know jerks,
we change
that
the
do-
address? No, this is enough.
This is
Yeah.
good.
They'll
That's right.
never guess.
They'll never know.
Yeah. So
Oh, they
like
know.
Don't be
people
so
buying like secondary market Journey Together ETBs at like $200 from GT Hobbies was
Actually, straight from the distributor.
when they should just be giving them to the.
when they're supposed to be going on a Walmart shelf.
Right.
Yeah.
No-
She's upset about the news.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's fine.
That. Yeah.
You try to play it off, and I respect it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's
Um,
fine.
So, I mean, the good part about it is like, it's definitely a knowledge is power situation,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Now
in the
it's
light.
not. Now it's
Yeah.
not a bunch of local game stores
Right.
sounding bitter because they didn't get allocation,
Right.
going
Right.
like, I think that there's a thing.
Yeah.
This was customer found. Like this was found by people that bought the stuff from them,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like, and so I think that it could be good. You know, I think
Yeah,
that,
I was gonna say it sounds like bad news, but actually good news because like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
fuck them, they got
Bad news
caught.
for them.
Now there's awareness
Right.
that like there's awareness that this might be going on elsewhere. So
Yeah.
like the people
Sure.
that are doing it are like, oh, I probably shouldn't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
maybe I should fulfill my contract as obligated and
Yeah.
sell this stuff into
Right.
Right.
into the retail. Or my pie in the sky dreams hope is that like Pokemon Company and Wizards and stuff like that start and Ravensburg move to like what Fantasy Flight does and what like all the board game distributors do, which is like, yeah, okay, cool. We'll sell to distributors. Like we can I can buy my Stonemaier games from a distributor if I want to. Or I can just open an account directly with Stonemaier and they will handle direct to store distribution, right? And basically all of board games has moved to that way. Like I can work through a distributor if I just want to have a one-stop shop to buy.
Right.
Sure.
Or you can buy directly from the people that are making it. And a lot of people in the space have been arguing for a long period of time that like let us initiate these pre-orders that we're pre-ordering with distributors directly to the Pokemon Company. We're doing it ahead of your production run. Like you could know exactly how much of this stuff you need
Right,
to
yeah.
print.
Yeah.
Right? And then you could print it and then you could go, hey, we printed what everybody ordered,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And it was on the stuff and that's it. And then we're done.
Then it
Right.
goes straight to you.
And then it goes straight to the place that it does. That's how Fantasy Flight right now and Star Wars is pretty much the only one that works that way. In the TCG space.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many TCGs, but I'll say in like the big TCG space.
Right,
Yeah.
That's the one that says like, how much of it do you want? You tell them. That's what they say.
Yep.
Because you put your requests in far enough ahead of time.
Right.
The only set that didn't work that way was Spark because nobody knew what it was going to be.
Yeah.
Right? And so like we put our orders in, which was like the reasonable orders that you would for a game that doesn't exist yet.
Right.
And then it blew up, and then it was short. But yeah, I think it'll be good. I think the long term of it is that it gives a concrete piece of information. It gives for all just people in the space, in the hobby space, to go like, some of these distributors have kind of been acting like the mafia.
Yeah.
And maybe consolidating power into like consolidating the control of supply into these like weird places is not a model that works anymore.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Good.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Put it in the hands of the shop owners.
Well, or then just customers in general. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Pokemon Company already sells directly to customers at the
Sort of,
Pokemon Center
Right.
stuff, right? You know, do more of that.
Logistics.
And then let us, yeah. That's what they have been trying to avoid.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know. Are they really avoiding the logistics by having to deal with all of this stuff?
No.
Right?
I mean, no.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think so.
This is a different kind of logistics.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's
right,
just
yeah.
what kind of legwork do you want to do?
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if this is the energy you want to exert, like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
We
would-
said something wrong!
Oh no!
Oh, it's the Poke Police.
The Poke Police! We will not give this to us. They cannot order. It must go to the distributor.
Speaking of bad.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought we were gonna go with some good news.
Oh, well, I don't. My news is good to me, but bad at how it went about.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay.
Marvel announced a cast of Avengers Doomsday
Okay.
in
all right.
the most disrespectful way I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wait,
They did-
how? It was like the side. I saw the one where they were
And
doing
it's
like the side.
5 hours long.
Okay. It's like 2.5 minutes, but
It's somewhere between. I know for sure it's somewhere between 2.5 minutes and 5 hours for sure.
There's a
for
difference
sure.
between
Yeah.
falling asleep in the middle of it, waking
know,
up
you're
5
right.
hours later. And
I thought it was
thinking
cool.
it's 5 hours
I thought
long.
the side pan was cool.
It was cool.
I was like,
Yeah.
no
I
way.
just-
Are you talking about the back of the director's
yeah,
chairs?
Brett,
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have saw a repeat live stream, and that's my fault. That's my
Oh
my
my
fraud
God.
research problem. So
Anyways.
like,
You watched it on a loop on accident.
Right, yeah. YouTube 10-hour loop. Yeah.
10 hours.
Oh my God, this guy's in it again.
10 hours.
How many
of-
rolls does he have?
10 hours of Marvel Doomsday announcement to fall asleep to.
off my game. That's all I'm saying.
Off your game,
Off my
dude.
game. I said that at the beginning. I'll let y'all.
Young OG.
OMG.
No, what
So,
did you
yeah.
find? What didn't you like about it?
That it
So-
was super long. That was all
That
of
was the
it.
big one. But
He watched
But,
the fucking loop.
I am curious of where it will go, since it seems like it's X-Men 2 or X-Men 4, whatever.
X-Men again.
X-Men again. 'Cause it's the entire original cast except for Hugh Jackman
Uh-huh.
and Deadpool.
Uh-huh.
It's very confusing. And Halle Berry. I don't think she got mentioned.
Oh.
I don't remember.
I haven't actually seen it. I only saw like a quick snippet
It's,
of the chairs. That was it.
It's a
Or was that it?
Thor
He'll send you the video.
You get a real deep dive
You
into it.
definitely want to watch that.
tired of lightsabers.
Yeah.
Watch the loop by accident. Off my
But
game.
nonetheless,
That's 1,000 for sure.
Yeah.
I'm killing it. dog.
Killing it,
I'm
yeah.
off my game. But it's essentially Thor, Black Panther. I'm off the top of my head. James Marsden for Cyclops.
Sonic. Oh.
Sorry.
Jury or whatever that show he was in for some reason randomly.
Okay.
Okay.
It seemed like an odd cast, and I'm interested where it will go.
Okay. I think
I mean, it's alternate, right?
huh? What's
I
that?
have to assume
It's not the same like it's not supposed to. I don't remember.
I think this will give us
I think it is. I think it's alternate.
Well, it has to be. I mean, well,
what Doom will make sense after this. Because
Okay.
I think I'm hoping this is me
I mean,
personally.
it has to be, right?
I want it to be like an
Junior.
all Iron Man.
Right.
Robert
Downey
Downey
That's what
Jr.
That one.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be. First off,
Yeah, I mean,
first and foremost, like
Yeah.
it has to be. It has to be.
It can't be the same timeline.
No.
Right.
Well, so there's a main timeline Marvel story arc
Right.
where a different
Right.
universe
From a different universe.
Tony Stark
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
comes through,
Mhm.
and in that universe, Tony Stark is Doctor Doom.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in that universe, Victor Von Doom doesn't exist, and Doctor Doom is Tony Stark,
Dr.
right?
Doom or Double D.
Double D.
Or that.
Oh, that's what we call it. A callback.
But yes.
And so
That's what I
Um,
meant. Not like they're going to another timeline. Like he
Yeah.
was coming to
Yeah,
another
right.
from
yeah.
another to theirs.
And then so he kind of enters into the Marvel universe as a villain from his universe.
Yeah.
Filling but into a universe where Tony Stark had been a hero,
Right. Yeah.
and the arc is like
Anchor being.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and
Balance to the force.
the arc is kind of a story of like what makes both of those things. Is it kind of does like a little bit of a nature nurture
Yeah.
concept,
Mhm.
right? And like you watch this Doctor Doom Iron Man become like a hero, kind of become a hero, right?
Okay.
I also the current story arc that's going on in Marvel Comics, which is like Doctor Doom has succeeded.
Okay.
So like the current story arc going on in Marvel Cinematic or Marvel Comics universe
Yeah.
is that Doctor Doom won. He
Gotcha.
took over the world, which has
Nice.
been his whole thing,
GGs, Double Ds.
and like immediately created world peace, built schools and hospitals, and like put in a universal basic income.
Yeah.
Like he's done like
Wait
all
a
this
second.
like
He's a good
I like
guy.
him.
he's
Yeah,
done like
utopia,
all this
yeah.
stuff, and like
Universal
all the
healthcare.
Avengers and the Fantastic Four are like sitting in the room. They're like, okay, well these are like retrainment camps, right? And like Sue like goes in invisible and comes back. She's like, nah, they're just like
No.
they're just
They're
like
just good
super
schools.
dope schools, like, and like
Nothing to see.
yeah, and so like they're fighting him, but they're like losing the PR
Mm.
battle, not because like he's doing a nefarious thing, because like every time they go, they're like, what's his angle?
well, surely
they're
it must be
there's
this.
gotta be
Surely
an
there
angle
must be
here,
something else.
right?
Right.
And in the
Okay,
last
true.
issue, you get what the angle is, and it's like, it's cool. It's really interesting. I'm not gonna spoil
Yeah.
it because it's like actively happening,
Yeah.
but like he kind of like does his villain monologue, so to speak, to like a specific character,
Okay.
and like you're like, oh shit, like
Okay.
okay,
All right.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like
Go
you
on
know,
then.
yeah, and
My bad,
and
dog.
I could see them
Stay up,
taking that.
hmm
And even though it's not the same story, right? This isn't a Tony Stark
Right. Yeah.
Doom, but they could take that as they do in the MCU a lot,
Yeah.
mash the two together and give us this like Doctor Doom takes over the world. All of these different like universal beings are coming from this place and that place, and be like, we got to beat him, and like, and you're realize like they lose the optics battle,
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
and you realize like the line in between villain and
Yeah.
hero is perhaps motivation.
It
Right.
seems like they're
Right.
just like less of a plot point of view and more of like to answer your question of like where are they going with this kind of like the whole cast. It's 2.5 long
For 5
minute,
hours.
yeah, 2.5
It's
minute
5.5
video,
hours.
5.5 hour,
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
5.5 hour long video. It's like they haven't had anything really like super stick since Endgame. Like their shows have
For
been
sure.
the shows have been good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But movie wise,
They throwing shit at a wall,
Right?
for sure.
yeah. But now it's like
No, Daredevil's great.
we're gonna put everyone in this movie, so you have to fucking watch it, like type of deal. What more is better. It's
Yeah.
not less is more. It's more is more.
I mean, but that has
There's a
also
line
that has
between fan
also failed.
service
Yeah.
and just
Oh, for sure, it's
Yeah.
failed, but
Yeah.
every time they do something like that, we all watch it.
Sure. I
that's
mean,
fair.
that's like-
I guess I
like-
can argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, getting people to watch it though is only part of the battle.
I
right?
agree
Because,
100%, but that is a massive part of the battle.
Yeah, but they haven't been failing at that part of the battle, even with the new stuff. Like the new stuff's still making hundreds of billions of dollars over the billions of dollars, or hundreds of millions of dollars over the millions of dollars that they spent to make it, right?
Sure.
Like, and they're like, oh, well, it only made 500 million, so it was a flop. It's like, what did it cost you to make? Oh, like 200 million. And it's
Right,
like,
yeah.
I wish that I lived in a universe where
I
300
wish
million
that-
dollars
yeah.
was a flop.
Right.
Yeah.
300 million in profit was a flop. But
I'll
like,
take $3.
but they're all doing the they're all doing the comparison of like, well, it wasn't $1 billion movie, so it was terrible.
Right.
Right. Well, your
Obviously,
frame of
this-
reference is interesting.
Yeah, right, right. And I kind of hate what that's done to Hollywood. I love
it's
MCU.
disgusting.
I love MCU movies, but like, I can't remember what movie I just went and saw. Mickey 17, which was fantastic.
Yep.
And has been profitable,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not.
but it's not making millions. And it's like, this is bombing at the box office, and I'm
Right,
like,
yeah.
Like, it's not.
I mean, like.
Like,
It's
I guess.
not making Avengers money, and it shouldn't. Like,
Right.
like
not
you know,
an
that's
Avengers movie.
okay.
Fucking
It's not,
impossible,
you know,
basically.
Right.
and so
The bar is so high.
it's really
so high.
yeah.
Way
And-
up in the sky.
What I thought was interesting about it is that
Sad.
I don't think that this is it. I don't think that that is a cast announcement.
I agree.
I don't.
There's too much empty space, I think.
Well, not only that, but like, there's no reason to believe that like they're just gonna keep the X-Men in the MCU, the X-Men that we've already been watching for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not really a winning strategy.
Not at all.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Patrick Stewart is very old.
huh?
Patrick Stewart is very old.
Correct. Yes.
Ian McKellen is very
And that X-Men
don't
universe.
talk to
Dude.
Just let him live.
No.
Yeah.
Age is age.
Stop.
Okay, bud.
He's gonna
They will live forever.
And yeah, I would like for those two particular individuals to live for quite a.
I'll die on that hill.
What?
Michael Fassbender was a better Magneto.
Michael Fassbender was a very good Magneto. So was Ian McKellen.
He was
They're both
also a
very good.
young Magneto.
And
Is we doing this right?
yeah. And I know that one was time travel, right? Like we've only done time travel inside the same universe there, but we've already introduced Patrick Stewart's Professor X into the MCU.
Yeah.
In Doctor was it
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah.
It was Multiverse of Madness, where we saw Doctor Strange and the alternate Reed Richards and all that sort
Right,
of
yeah.
stuff that we've seen. Okay,
Yeah, they threw it at the wall.
what's that?
Yeah, that movie
Multiverse
was
of
bad.
Oh man, that movie.
What?
No, you guys are objectively
No.
incorrect about that.
Oh, you like that movie?
Are you-
Oh, that's your
I
shit?
thought it was terrible.
Oh, that's your jam.
It's a Sam Raimi movie called Multiverse of Madness, and everybody's like, it was all over the place. It's in the
No
title.
fucking kidding.
That's actually not even what I'm complaining about.
Okay.
I don't think it was enough.
I'm on
I'm on
I
that
will
side.
agree
We
with.
should have finished that.
That I will agree with.
I'm on the
Off your head.
That I will agree with.
Yeah.
That I could have dealt with more
Yeah.
Raimi madness
I
in
think-
it, but I got some.
No, I am actually on Ron's side.
Oh.
Um,
My complaint is that it wasn't enough.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that one I will take.
Yeah, like when you put it in the title,
Yeah.
I expected
wanted
it to
more
be
shit.
all over the
Yeah.
fucking place. Like
Yeah.
crazy shit happening, this and that. It was just like one line, maybe two. Like it wasn't like too crazy, right? It was very easy to hold on
I
to.
would argue Deadpool and Wolverine was crazier. And that's a shame.
Sure, yeah. That was wild.
Possibly.
Why
but-
did we go down this Marvel?
I don't know.
Because
It
I
was
watched
his
a loop
news-
for 5 hours.
you
by
watched a
accident.
loop for 5
Gotcha.
hours.
Loop for
Yeah.
5 hours.
Yeah. But I don't think that's the cast list. I mean, I think those people are in the cast, but I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if half of those names are little more than cameos.
Oh, okay.
I think I have a working theory.
Yeah.
I think it's another like end game. I think a lot of those people gonna die.
Sure.
I think they're just gonna make a music video at the end credits, and then they're all
Oh,
gonna
Anchorman
dance
style?
and sing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
Anchorman
gonna be in
style.
it. Actually,
Remember
it'll
that?
just be a Wolverine, or it'll just be a Deadpool and Wolverine thing where like they're
Yeah.
they're credited because they're in the credits,
The credits.
of the footage that happened while they shot other movies.
Yep, there it
Um,
is.
Hilarious.
No, but so there was a reason. Most likely, there's a reason that it's a bunch of empty chairs and then just Doom, just Robert Downey Jr. in that like why? Why would we announce
Maybe none of those people are.
why would we announce their names as empty chairs and then have
Someone sitting in a chair.
someone actually sitting in a chair, which is the only person we know who's playing Doctor Doom. So I think it's a we'll wait and see. I don't think that's the whole cast list. I think that is. I think you might be onto why all those chairs are empty. And I think that everybody is going to want to have watched Loki season 1 and Loki season 2 before you go into this movie.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to do.
I
that.
think.
How have you? All right.
I think you're gonna.
Don't you do that to me.
I know.
Yeah.
We've talked about. I know.
That's kind of like Multiverse of Madness.
But seriously, though.
I'm still reeling.
What's
I'm
wrong
sorry.
with you?
No. We don't go there.
No.
But
What the fuck is happening?
but
Seriously, do go watch.
yeah,
it.
do
It
watch
is,
Loki,
it is
yes.
phenomenal.
It is very
Loki
good.
season 1 and Loki season 2 are phenomenal. The ending is, I think, going to be very important to
just a little.
to do.
just ever so slightly.
Just a little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Jonathan Majors back.
dang man, where were we supposed to go with this?
I
think one thing that I really want to make sure we talk about video game wise
I was
Yes.
gonna say I think we got some more news.
is the Nintendo Switch Direct.
Okay.
Because
Yes.
there's some pretty cool stuff that they're doing, I think, that could go some interesting ways.
Is there?
I mean, I don't know. Does everybody hate the
No. I haven't looked at
The
all.
controllers are going to be mice.
The controllers.
I'm not talking about the Switch 2.
Oh!
We're not talking about Switch. We're not talking about the Switch 2.
No, you're talking about the not surprised, but I was surprised by Nintendo Direct that happened the week before the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah,
that
so
everybody
they're
has
two
been
different.
waiting
Yeah,
for.
they're two different things, which I thought was interesting. One
Yeah.
was more focused on games that they're still doing, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
For the Switch.
For the Switch, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still an active product on the
Yeah,
market, so
yeah,
it makes
yeah.
sense to me. But the other piece,
It's gonna be a while till everyone else gets their hands on a Switch too. So
there's
you
also
still
that,
have
right?
Yeah,
Like, I
the
mean,
chunk of
I
time.
think there's
Carryover.
that piece of it as well. But I thought it's the game sharing.
Yeah.
That was so right. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's at the tail end of the Direct.
Mhm.
So basically, they have created like a share and also lending system.
Digital cartridges.
Yes, digital cartridges. Yeah.
That's what they're calling them.
Which is super, super cool, I
Yeah.
think. In that, like, so if you are, so Drew and I are in the same room, we are on the same Wi Fi network. I say, do you want to borrow my digital copy of my game? And Drew says, sure, I'd love to. And I give him access to my digital cartridge of my game. Okay, but that's great. That's fucking great.
No.
Why do you find a way to poo-poo it?
Don't
Why
worry.
do you do it? Everybody who owns a PC finds a way to do it! Damn you!
to be fair, Rachel, he said it so quiet it will never even.
I was gonna say on the mic.
No. He doesn't get to fly under the radar with his bullshit ass comment. When I'm trying to say Nintendo went, hey, look, we agree, that's a great move. Let's do
I
it!
think that it's awesome.
Oh
I
my
think that
God.
it's awesome. And more importantly, as somebody who is in a house that has tried to like mimic this as best as I can, because that's how our Steam works, right? We have Steam family sharing. Everybody with a Steam Deck. My daughter on her computer. They can all just. I've got 900 games because I have a problem.
Yeah.
Use them. Like play which ones you want.
So then what? You guys can play a multiplayer game together on the same, or is it one person plays at a time?
That will almost certainly not be.
One person at a time.
Oh, then that's trash.
You'd have to have probably 2 copies to play multiplayer.
And as soon as they leave the Wi-Fi, they're gonzo.
So the one that you're saying right now already exists. So right now, if you are in a home with a parent and kids, you make the home the kids' switch.
Mhm.
So the kids' switch is the home switch. Now every game that the parents buy, the kid has access to on their Switch. They can download them, they can play them online. And then you can play yours on your Switch and your Switch alone. And you can play like Splatoon. I can play with...
Yeah,
with-
that's not what I was saying though. I was saying if you came over to my house with your Switch and I
Uh-huh.
had my Switch, if I shared the game with you, we couldn't play at the same time.
On this digital cartridge downloading? I'm guessing no, which is probably exactly why they're calling it digital cartridge downloading, because
Right,
if
yeah.
I came over to your house with a cartridge and I popped it out of my Switch and handed it to you to play
You
in
both
your
couldn't
Switch,
play.
we both
Right.
wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
play.
Right. So
Right,
it's a,
right,
yeah.
right.
So you're not like.
Then that's
It's not though if you're trying to. So here's the thing: you can also loan people your games for testing whether or not they want to own it.
Mhm.
So like
For if they're at your house on your Wi-Fi, or
No,
No,
like
you
after
can-
you go home.
after you go home,
you can have it for 24 hours type shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's 7. There's a certain amount of days.
It's a days.
But
It's days.
but like for me, that is a pretty decent feature for like my friend group of people that play.
I think that's
Switch.
cool. I
Yeah.
think the game sharing for an
It's like an
extended period of
extended
time.
demo.
The game loaning
Exactly.
is cool.
Yeah.
I
Game
think that the
loaning is, I
game
think,
sharing
cool.
in the same space is lame.
It like it works.
It'd be cool if you could play a multiplayer game together. I think
Yeah.
that the fact
Sure.
that one person can play at a time. I
But
think
only
that's
one
lame.
person is paying. You're not like you're
I
paying
don't
for
think
one
we
copy.
know yet.
And we
Yeah,
also
right,
don't
right,
know.
right.
don't know yet.
I'm saying if
So-
that's the case, if the
yeah.
case is you come over, I can share my game with you, but we can't play together, lame. If we can play together, like if we can play Pico Park together, you can come over, we can play that together. That's cool.
Pico Park requires everybody to be on the same thing. But yeah,
I think what it demonstrates is that you can.
God damn.
So you both own a Switch.
Yes.
I want to play Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom first. I play it first.
Mhm.
Then I give it to my wife,
Mhm.
who also has a Switch. We
Yeah.
don't both buy 2 copies of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, but you can do that now.
I get that,
Yeah.
but like my friend Rob comes over with his Switch,
Right.
right?
That's
like
where that then
that. But
changes.
I'm just using me and Sammy in
Oh,
the same
yeah,
room
yeah,
as an
yeah.
example.
Yes,
but
yeah, I'm
like,
sorry.
but like,
Yeah.
Rob, my friend Rob comes over with his Switch.
Mhm.
Can I try Zelda while I'm here?
Yes.
Can I then take it home with me and
Yeah.
make sure that I enjoy the experience for the next few days?
Right.
Yes, you can before you purchase the game.
I agree that that's cool.
So like I think,
that's what I'm saying.
I
I think we're saying the same thing.
I don't think they're like I don't think the intent is to play games online together. I think it's more check out these games together. Like you have a copy of it, you don't want to buy it. Here's my digital copy, borrow it.
Yeah.
Right? Like but you can do it digitally.
That's cool.
Which
That's
I think is cool.
I think being able to test games that you don't have to see if you like them is really cool.
I think the thing that Nintendo will do that Steam does not do on the family sharing, Steam does not let you play anything at the same time that somebody else is playing if they're sharing it from your library. So like if I go and log on and Val's playing something from my Steam library on her computer
Mhm.
and I want to play it, it goes like, hey, Val's playing this right now. Do you want to kick her off
Right.
or do you
Yes.
want to play something different?
Yes.
Right? And so,
Girl.
no, I was like, whatever, right? And I keep my,
Yeah,
and so like, the thing that I could see Nintendo doing differently here is they have this distinguishment in between lending the game and sharing the game on Wi-Fi,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Steam Family does not have that. We don't have to be on the same Wi-Fi network or anything for just family share things, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you can be in completely different networks. It's just literally, do they
Connected
have
to Steam.
access to your library, and can the fact that you own it be validated, right? When they go to download it and install it.
Mhm.
I think that I could actually see Nintendo doing the multiplayer sharing on the same Wi-Fi, only on the same Wi-Fi, not on the lending. I think
Sure.
if you lend a cartridge out, like they're gonna be like, no, that cartridge is over there. You can't play it.
Right,
now,"
agreed.
Right?
Right,
Like
yeah.
you won't
Because they do
have
have to
access
send it
to
back
your
to you technically.
yeah, you won't have access to your lent out game
Right.
for the 7 days that you choose to lend it something.
Gotcha.
Sure.
I think that this is exactly how they will combat the fact that they have not been able to successfully do split screen games for like the last 4 years
Yeah.
on the Switch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have to do you don't have to. And I bet
Right, yeah.
probably additionally into the Switch too. I mean, dude, even Mario Kart 8 like is kind of like they got to down res that thing hardcore the moment
Yeah.
2 people are playing it. And it's basically running in like standard
Yeah,
definition
right.
old televisions when you split screen four ways on
Yeah.
that thing because it's too much for one Switch
Mhm.
to,
To
to
handle.
handle,
Yeah.
right? So why not go?
Split the
I'm
power,
bringing Mario Kart to the party. I can share it with 8 people. They've done that before on the Switch. I can't remember what game it was that you could do that, but it was it the party?
I think it's
Switch?
Party.
Was it Mario? Was it Mario Party?
I think it might be.
That makes the most sense.
There was a Switch game that while everybody was in the same room, you could all play on your own.
I feel like it might be Party.
Mario Party makes the most sense.
Yeah, it might have been,
That's
and that kind of technology has existed, and it's just for like a session and
Sure.
everything, and you're like sharing, everybody's connecting in.
Yeah.
No, it was Mario Kart for the DS.
Oh, it's for the DS. You're right.
It was
okay.
Mario Kart for the DS,
Wow.
and when everybody was around, that's exactly how multiplayer on the DS worked.
It was
As
a
long
DS,
as
you're
one
right.
person had the cartridge, everybody wirelessly could connect to that DS, and then you'd play versus each other on the same thing.
I'm down
And-
with that.
And I think
That's
that's,
a good
what we
idea.
will probably.
That's like
see.
Okay,
that's like
that's
a LAN.
great.
Let's do
LAN
that.
party.
It's like a LAN party,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
might even let you go
I think that's the
online
best
and
way.
You go
and
over
do
there
it
behind
way.
that wall. I'll go over here.
Stop
But-
peeking at my screen.
Yeah.
and then that way they'll go like, hey, you can split screen this 2 players, and then you can play up to 16 people locally,
Right.
like on a connected card.
Sick.
Which I think. Is cool.
And
Fire Party.
I think I actually really like that. I like the idea of bringing gaming together and going like one person with the cartridge. We're all on the same Wi-Fi network.
I agree.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
that
I think
would
that's
be,
cool.
I
If
think
you're
that
able to
would be
play
really
the
good.
same game.
But we don't know.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we
At
don't
this
know.
stage, we don't know. But
know.
that is like the big announcement from that, and then some cool games.
Yeah, and some cool
Yeah.
games. There's one in particular that I'm definitely interested in, which it's a cozy game, but it's specifically like little witch school. Like it's like little sorcery witchcraft school.
Okay.
Shit, you're making
It's
potions.
gonna be cute as hell. It's
Yeah.
gonna be cute as hell. I'm gonna play the hell out of it. I'm sure Sammy will too.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's
That's got Sammy's name all over it.
games.
Yeah, they announced another Metroid.
Metroid, yeah.
It's a
First-person
Prime.
shooter,
It's a
yeah.
Prime
Yeah.
Hunters game. Yep.
This too.
I get that. I do.
Are you off your game?
OMG.
No, but you just don't like the Prime series, like the Hunters series, right?
My thing, this is my complaint.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen, I know it's in a different studio, blah, blah, blah. Haven't seen Mario Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing what platforms are now capable of again,
You want
Yeah.
you. Want
I think
that
a new
Metroid.
Metroid platform will go so
I
hard.
totally hear you on that.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think Prime was exciting, like,
Mhm.
but I think that to your point, like with Wonder's capabilities, I get you. I think the new Metroid could be
When
like,
I mean, you could
the
still get
Switch
it,
got
though.
a Metroid.
yeah, what's
The one with the robot that chases you, and I can't remember the name of it right now. With the white white robot, the GLaDOS in Walker form.
like what's it
Give me my
called?
skin itch.
Baymax.
Baymax. That was it. That was it. Metroid Baymax.
That's the one.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yep.
La, 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 la.
That was really good.
Dread.
Huh?
With Dread.
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 It was
yes.
Dread. Yeah.
Okay. Close.
Sorry, Jason. I still have your copy.
Oopsie.
Ooh, you gotta return that.
I really do. Anyway.
If only
bad it's not
I
digital
would have
cartridge.
digitally lent it to you, and it would have automatically went back to it.
Whoa!
You did it.
And then I'm assuming
You
that
circled
once
back.
it goes back to them, it just pops up a shop link saying "Buy now."
Buy
Probably.
it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Of course. Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Marketing
that
genius.
also leads us to, It also leads us to Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah. We have another Nintendo Direct
Another
coming
one?
out.
You mean
Yeah.
Another.
Nintendo Direct Actual?
Nintendo Direct Actual, yeah.
Okay,
the
good.
one that
About the other
everybody,
things.
the one that when
Nintendo
everybody,
Direct Premium.
the one that,
Yeah.
The one
Get
that
your subscriptions ready.
yeah, the one that everybody thought everyone was talking about last week when Discord's people were like, "Hey,
Right.
did you see the Nintendo Direct?" Like, shit, I missed it. I thought it was in April.
I'm off by a week.
You
blew it.
I forgot to set
Yeah.
my clocks back.
Switch 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are we gonna get?
Oh,
Pricing, release date?
Pricing, release date. Hey, listen, this is all I'm going to say. I went to 2 Targets in the last week, and both of them are clearing out a lot of shelf space in their Nintendo.
You think it's gonna be
That's so
soon?
interesting.
You think it's gonna be quick?
Oh,
It might drop on Wednesday.
That would be
I am-
fucking
I
in
am-
stores now.
I am watching.
Get your
and I've already had this
fuck is
debate.
Costco?
And I understand that it is not a likely chance. I'm not saying that I'm 95% sure.
Right, yeah.
But I think it is a non-zero chance that they say at all major retailers today.
Go.
Yeah.
$800.
I hope not.
No, it's probably
350.
4.
I think it's a non-zero
454.
chance. And because I think it's a non-zero chance, I'm just
So
going to
you're
watch
saying there's a chance.
I'm gonna
I'm
stand
just gonna-
outside of Target.
I'm just going to watch that direct. Well, it's not before Target opens. I'm going to stand inside
Target,
of Target
watching
and watch
it.
it.
What time?
Huh?
What time? What time
9.
again?
It's 9 a.m.
9
right?
a.m.
It's like 9 a.m.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Beavers.
Before I come here.
Watching through
Yeah.
That's good.
walking through the store.
Yeah.
See
I
a
mean,
product.
I will
So-
stand in Target with you.
Yeah. I mean, I think like
I'm coming. Let's scalp it, baby!
so
tasting my own medicine.
so
All 4 of us
So-
show up and they only put 3 on the shelves.
Oh,
so-
yeah. Fight Club.
so
You mean 4?
I already punched you in the face.
Oh,
You're down.
right.
So Switch.
You're down in the basement still.
So Switch
All right, let him go.
Switch 1 was less than 2 months from announcement to on shelves.
That's true.
So they've already done that. During the Switch's cycle, they've done multiple games already out today.
Yeah.
So
We're
they've
excited
been
to announce.
building
Yeah.
this announcement, right? They've been building this distribution network, right? Like they've been building this thing that can let them ship a game and have it at your Target and Walmart and Best Buy and all that sort of stuff, and no one say anything or do anything about it.
Yep.
Does that make that would make so much sense, because it's like the people that are the most into Nintendo and the Switch are watching the thing,
Right.
so they'll be the first to know.
So they'll be the first to know. They'll go, they'll drive, they'll go, they'll grab one. They don't have to deal with what they've been dealing with all cycle around their websites getting stomped. They don't have to do with anything about pre-orders and Best Buy screwing the release date up, or GameStop
Sorry.
farting their farts sideways, or whatever.
Someone in
GameStop
Italy.
does.
Don't talk bad about GameStop. They have OP now.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Fuck
yeah,
GameStop.
yeah. I'm sure
It functions really well.
I'm sure GameStop will be real happy to fold out a fucking table for you in the middle of the GameStop and let you play some Lorcana.
Well, there's
together.
one person. You right.
20-foot by 10-foot room. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
No,
It'll be in
no.
the back alley.
No,
just
it'll be
one
good. They'll
random
buy your
one.
Enchanteds for 5%.
Yeah,
Oh fuck.
yeah.
Shit.
Listen, I think that there's a non-zero chance that Switch 2 is a Wednesday drop.
Okay.
Okay, you heard it here first.
but what I really believe is that it's happening before June.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it will be announced, and I think it's a late April, early May drop. But I do think there's so many advantages to them just going, it's out, deal with it. There's no pre-orders.
Well, just in case of the non-zero,
Yeah.
this podcast releases on Wednesday. Go get your copy of Switch 2, and you'll look
I
Now you
would
have
love for
to
it
do a
to drop
second,
on
do a second
Wednesday.
take now. That's like
This clip popping.
Yeah, that clip would pop.
That clip
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah, we don't record this.
The
day that it
SEO,
drops, by the way.
The search engine optimization alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The algorithm, my dog.
The algorithm. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting one, but I'm excited about it. I'll get one eventually. but-
Sure.
We just got the Steam Deck, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll probably get one.
no, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get one for sure.
Yeah.
You just bought a Switch.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a Switch too, and
just
sell my Switch. Yeah,
Well,
I bought it from the shop.
yeah. Also, something that everybody needs to know about Josh.
Yeah. Okay. Don't.
Don't?
No, you.
No,
can't.
call
I'm
him
just
out.
going to.
Call-
Okay.
I'm
Call
just
him
going
out.
to. I'm just going to. It's not a call out. I actually aspire to be like this.
Yeah.
Josh is the second person I've ever met like this. When he is done using something, he gets rid of it.
Gets rid
Oh.
of it.
Ah.
Good
Well,
idea.
so this is what I did.
Where
I
we
had the
condo that
Switch.
shit.
I when I was competing in CrossFit, I was traveling a lot, long flights, like 8-9 hour flights sometimes. And so I'm like, I'm gonna buy a Switch. This will be perfect. So I did, and I played the shit out of it. And then when my competing days were over, Drew was like, dude, let's start gaming. And I was like, okay, I need an Xbox. I sold my Switch and I used that money and I bought an Xbox.
Yeah.
And then Drew was like, we need you to start streaming for the shop. So I was like, okay. So I sold my Xbox and bought a PC.
you're making this sound a lot like it's my fault.
And then Drew was like, "Hey, you'd really like this game on the Switch," so I rebought another Switch.
That part didn't happen. It was your birthday, and I said I will buy Mario Party and bring it over to your house, and you were like, "Nah, I just bought the shop Switch."
That's true. But yes, I do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, I mean, I think it's honestly aspirational. Like, I wish
I do.
I look at like
actually.
I look at bins of stuff that I've been done using for 10 years, and I'm like, I could have gotten rid of that 5 months before I put it into that bin.
Yeah.
instead of-
I like to get rid of things when they still have value. Too.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I like to hold on to them until they're worth at least $10.
Yes. Until I can trade it for a paperclip. That'll get me a Porsche. Yes.
I like a challenge.
I like a challenge.
So then you
I will trade you this Lugia V.
Yeah, last bit of news is GameStop announced this week that they're definitely officially doing OP.
I don't think that's gonna
1,
work
2, 3.
Ostrich poop.
Fuck out of here.
No, okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. Here's as unbiased as I can say about that.
Lack of bias.
No bias?
No, I said as unbiased
As unbiased as possible, y'all.
because this obviously impacts me greatly.
I'm not alone.
I think that there are certain areas in the country where nobody has access to a local
Sure,
game
sure,
store that
yeah.
is running organized play, and there probably is a GameStop nearer to them
Right.
than
Than
the
a
closest
hobby store.
local
Local
hobby store.
store,
yeah.
And for those people,
Makes
I
sense.
would
If
say
they have-
don't play.
if they happen to be close, if that also then happens to be a GameStop that GameStop has felt is necessary to retrofit
Have that there,
and
yeah.
have OP,
Yeah.
that particular application of this could be good.
Yeah.
Sure.
I played Pokemon TCG for the first time at a Toys R Us,
Yeah.
right? Like
R.I.P.
you know,
I
like
was hoping no one would say.
Draft Sky Dog.
you know, like I'm not just here to be like, we small businesses and
Right,
local
yeah.
and big
Yeah.
businesses will never do anything that's great for you. That's my give. That's my give them is
Yeah.
like they have the funds theoretically to allocate to dropping less profitable stores that are supported. They should be supported by the more profitable stores and give access to people that are not in a location where somebody in that area might be like, well, I'm going to open a local game store.
Pokemon Desert.
right?
Yeah.
All right, now talk shit about them.
Well, the thing that I'm going to talk shit about is that they're listing addresses as OP stores that are not stores that could possibly host an OP, right?
Just
Like-
like space.
Huh?
Just
'Cause of
shotgun
space.
blanketing it.
Just because of space, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I wonder
the-
if during so my only thought on that was like during their organized play, which I don't even know what day it is.
so it's every day.
Oh, fuck them. Is
Yeah.
if they're just gonna move their stuff. Move it out of the way.
I
Where?
don't know. Where?
I mean, I don't know, but is that something? So
Play over
here's the
here,
other
man.
problem I have
Stand.
is that like I don't want anybody who maybe works for GameStop at an employee level, at a store level, to think like we're talking shit on you because we're
Yeah.
not.
No.
like,
Oh no.
You're
It's got nothing
you're
to do
the
with them.
only reason that their business model has any value at all is
Right.
because
Yeah.
people can come in and
We
talk
like
to somebody
you,
who
yeah.
gives
Yeah.
a shit about games
Yeah.
and talks to people. But they just like fired so much of their staff
Right.
down to where like each one of these stores is ran by like 2 people
Yeah.
total.
Yeah,
like they have
right.
less
Yeah.
staff than we do.
Right.
Right.
And now they're gonna run OP.
Yeah.
How?
How?
Yeah.
How are you gonna do it?
You
And
know,
how are you going to
like,
make it valuable to the customer?
Right.
yeah, and how's it gonna feel good? And
Right,
is
yeah.
it gonna like and mostly like what's it gonna do to your freaking like they got all become Pokemon judges and Lorcana judges and
That's
and
where I was
like,
like, that's not
and
cool,
run
right?
a store. And obviously we
Sounds
have the
miserable,
upstairs
dude.
downstairs dynamic here, but like even if it was all on one level, if we're hopping upstairs and you got to run a tournament, like somebody's hurting there.
And
Yeah.
even
right?
Sunday was wild.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh man, we got some shit to do here.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it can
You know,
be one person by themselves. It can be a little crazy doing both things.
Yeah.
A storefront and running an organized play situation
And I'd be surprised if
That's why I was here for you.
to play the game.
you played the game.
Yeah, but I was like, you know,
You're in spirit.
I came in.
I was
to
like
help.
doing this.
You got this. You got this, Rachel.
But,
You look
but,
good,
but
John.
just
It's all
in
fine.
case-
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, you know what? No. But I mean, I think the problem is exactly that. I think the problem is like I get why, if they're moving to more of like a local game store, physical game store, they want to also have OP. You want to get people in. That way they're buying stuff while they're there and blah, 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 blah. And all the reasons that you're supposed to do it, right?
Yeah.
Which, fun fact, shortcut for you, GameStop, isn't actually how it works. But the part that I just don't understand is who they're expecting to take on all this operational cost.
Right.
You just let go of a bunch of people.
Right.
How are you going to run OP and a store at the same time? Who's going to be keeping track of your rounds? Who's going to check? Or
things we haven't thought of 101.
Yeah. Or is it really just going to be like casual play events?
Right, yeah.
at
Just
a
show
table?
up and just
It's
play.
just gonna be a couple
Yeah.
tables.
Not actual.
If that is all that it is actually not going to be very good for like the hobby as a whole. Because if someone shows up to their first time, I adamantly believe this, to an organized play event, and it's just like, go play at that card table over there in the corner.
Yeah, try not to be too loud.
And and hopefully somebody else will come. It's not going to really incite their passion for the hobby,
Right, yeah.
right? Like,
Or what to expect when they go to organized play.
Yeah,
Or that.
yeah. But more so worried is like, what if they never go to the next?
That's what I mean.
What if they're
But,
never
yeah, they're like, oh, that's what this is. I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that again, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's my bigger concern around it, and them entering in the space. I think local game stores will be fine in the end of this. I do think it'll hurt some. I think that it's going to be an interesting year to be in this space, or 2 years to be in this space, but I think at the end of the day they'll either figure it out and add a little bit of value in a few places. I think what's far more likely is that this is just going to be they're still a corporate entity that is being ran like a corporate entity and not a large scale chain game store, right? And that's what their downfall has been, is that like they haven't exactly been power into the players, right? And they haven't exactly been like, hey, yeah, we got enterprise style money, but we didn't forget what we are, and we didn't forget what our roots were, and like they switched over to this place and this new space, and everybody for like a millisecond was like, oh, GameStop's doing cool stuff again. And then they're like, wait, they're only giving us like 5% of our cards' values when we trade them in there. Like, yeah.
It's GameStop.
Like, it's GameStop. It's still on the name. And so
when you peel back the sticker,
it's still another
it's
GameStop.
another GameStop.
GameStop.
It's the old GameStop.
I wonder who this GameStop is. Oh, it's old Mr. GameStop.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
You damn dog.
And so that's the bummer part about it, is that like the employees at the employee level are going to be carrying the operational cost of this, and hopefully they're like, hey, sorry we let go of those other people because they just really weren't bringing value in the new space, but like here's a budget as a store manager to like hire people with Pokemon TCG experience or judges or something, right?
I think for everybody but GameStop, it's ultimately just going to be a big nothing, to be honest. Like, that's not a space that like breeds positivity and like a spot that people can come play and enjoy themselves and whatnot. So
I think we're gonna run into more of that issue of, hey, here's a table, go sit down over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's where for me it's not a nothing. Like, not me, Drew, who has a stake in Game Store. Like, what I mean is like me as a person and as a player and somebody who cares about the hobby. I worry about that. I worry immensely about that experience here. But I worry about that experience as like a whole, right? And I worry about that, like
tarnishing the sanctity of the Pokemon.
No, I mean, listen, we're punching each other in Costco's. We're tarnishing it damn well enough ourselves. But I don't want some kid for that to be their first experience,
Right,
right?
yeah,
like
right.
for you to show up at a thing and it be like, you know, whatever.
I
Like
could have done that in my living
yeah.
room.
Yeah, I could have done that. I could have called my buddy over and
Yeah.
we would have had a better time. This is actually worse than the times I've been
Right, yeah.
spending sitting
Right.
at
Yeah.
my kitchen table.
Why am I ever
Yeah,
going to
why
leave
am
my
I
house again?
right?
We're
Why
done.
would I leave to do this when I
Right.
can do this in the comfort of my own space?
That's exactly that.
Yeah.
You know,
That
I
makes
don't like
sense.
bad interactions. I don't like people having bad interactions. I don't like them having here. You know,
Yeah.
I don't. You know, but like, I don't even want people to have that at GameStop. My hope is that we all figure out a way to coexist in this space, and that they find a niche of being ultimately like a gateway to a bigger scene, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey, you're
Yeah.
never gonna play 18 people here at this GameStop. You're gonna play the same 4 or 6. It'll be enough to fire, and like, you know, but maybe that's me being utopianist and being like, you know, we'll work well together, GameStop.
Yeah, Dr. Doom.
I know
that
you
shit.
have our
Yeah.
best interests in mind.
No, I don't think that. Just to be very clear, I just like to believe in a world where that could exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the balance is gonna lie. It's gonna be like a 70-30 of here's a table, and then in those rural places where they do have more access to GameStops, I think that's where the chance of OP flourishing is the most likely.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my hope. My hope is that like in those areas, the manager of those stores gives a shit enough to go like, let's do this right.
We're the
Yeah.
only
Like-
place
like, we're
within
the only-
so many miles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's also like if they're in maybe a more rural area, the real estate might be a little cheaper. Like maybe they're in a strip mall that's got a vacant place right
Right,
next to
yeah.
them. They can
Right.
expand out into there. They've
Yeah.
got that big corporate money, build some nice tables, and gives those kids a nice place to play. You know, in an area where they otherwise there wasn't somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
You can send your royalty checks to Drew at SydeQuest for your ideas.
Yeah.
Use that.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm helping you put me out of business, but whatever. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that's the way this goes. I
Yeah.
think people.
It's me.
I think GameStop's doing another GameStop.
They do be
Yeah.
We'll see.
They do be out here GameStop.
They do be out here
They
GameStop.
do be.
Goddamn.
We'll get to that main topic.
Oh, yeah. Well, so yeah, we
Do we want to? I mean, like.
I mean, it's
everyone
up to
say-
you. It's
Okay.
quick. I mean, if you do, I feel like it has the chance to run very long.
Well, I mean,
And it's,
I'm not Mr.
we are currently past our current time frame.
along.
You mean Mountain Dew?
He's got
Code Red?
He's got too much caffeine
Yeah.
coursing through his system.
Way too much Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I guess we could touch on it. You know what I'm saying? I think let's leave it at okay. So
Would you like to build a sandwich?
a compliment sandwich, if you will.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on our TCG experience, the compliment sandwich
Okay.
of experience. One negative in the middle,
That's the meat.
2 positives.
2 positives. That's the bread.
You know, the bread.
Or
I
the veggies?
Or veggies. Yeah.
I mean, lettuce, wraps, and grits.
Yeah.
Sourdough dog.
Well, wait,
Hey.
I think he was talking
You're
about
vegetarian.
he was talking about the meat.
Oh,
being
the meat.
vegetable based.
Peanut butter.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can make a lettuce sandwich, yeah. Way off topic. Go
We're
ahead.
already. This
It's
is
already
bad.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
fucking
We
wild.
nailed it. We nailed it.
We in here
Jermaine,
already.
tell the people.
Well,
Remember when you said this might go off the rails?
Yeah.
It did.
Immediately.
Before we started.
Like that.
Yeah.
So for me, my meat. Pause. I didn't.
Now talk about your meat real quick.
Shit.
You sure you don't want to put the meat between the two?
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, that's fair. That's honestly.
On next week's show, we'll talk
Understand.
about
We'll talk about beavers. Anyway. Okay, so I guess I'll go with my bread.
All right, bread.
A positive TCG experience I've had. I enjoy interactions with people. Preferably positive, you know, but I think TCG, for me, Pokemon, those experiences have been interesting because, you know, it's a shared topic, it's a long history, and it's a long history I don't typically know because I'm not a consumer of Pokemon. I'm mostly a player.
Right.
Right.
So I get to learn from people who dive deeper than me.
Yeah.
The middle portion of a sandwich, stop touching my fucking deck, dude. Like that shit. If it's not for like, cuts,
Right.
and discard checking, but ask first.
Yeah.
Right.
Ask.
Or if you say, do you want to cut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you touch.
Just give me something to prepare myself mentally.
Sure. Yeah.
You don't just.
Man,
You know?
I'm so glad Misfortune Sisters is rotated. My soul, dog.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They didn't have to ask you a damn thing.
They
Like,
just
I'll
touch
take
your
that.
damn deck.
That would put me,
Discard
Yeah.
those.
as I said, on
Yeah,
full
that.
tilt.
Yeah,
Like,
That's true. Yeah, the card did say you touch their deck.
Yeah. They didn't have to
I mean,
ask you
okay.
a GD thing.
Yeah.
but
don't like
And
that.
then other piece of bread. I really like. This is gonna sound weird.
Okay.
I like convention centers for some reason. I don't know why,
Okay.
but for some reason, being inside convention centers hit hard. There's
Yeah.
nice
there's a
ones at
feeling
least.
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice ones at least.
Yeah.
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 They hit like the one in Indianapolis I went to. It was so big and beautiful. It was this. It was just like clean and crisp.
I wonder if
It like
it's the
walking
same
into a YMCA
one. Okay.
or a good YMCA.
Like a good
A
one.
good
So I
one.
was waiting for more clarification on
Yeah,
that for sure.
they
Okay.
get weird. They get weird fast. But I don't know, something about it. It's
Like a card convention? What are you talking about?
like a
Like
convention center
Yeah.
where
Like-
regionals
like-
are typically
yeah, like-
held.
Like, but
when
for
they're set up,
TCGs?
yeah, when they hold the regionals, they're
Yeah.
in convention
Oh,
centers.
Yeah,
Same
okay.
as like a same as like
Gotcha.
a comic book convention.
Gotcha,
or
gotcha.
anything.
Yeah, same like-
same
yeah.
thing.
No, understood that. I just didn't know if you were just saying convention centers in general, like
Yeah.
you're a convention
I
center
was-
connoisseurs.
Yeah.
I don't know,
like-
just something about it.
Connoisseur.
Just
They
an
make me
empty
feel good.
I just like to walk into an empty convention center and shout
yell.
my name.
Tremayne!
My kids would go, hello?
No joke.
I would do that.
I'm
I would-
super into that.
yeah, I would
Right,
do that,
yes.
yeah.
I would do that a lot. I like exploring empty spaces. I don't know why.
That's okay. Yeah,
You're
that's
an
cool.
idiot.
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo.
I just don't think
OMG,
that's what you were talking
OMG.
about here. You were talking about a setup, clean convention.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I was talking about convention center.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Just
cool.
in general. But I have most experiences at Pokemon.
But the TCG
Yeah.
brings you there, and then you
And then I
you sneak
explore-
into a part you're not supposed
Yeah.
to be in.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me get this straight. The bad part is about TCGs, and then just literally anything on the outsides, or what?
One was interactions while playing,
Yeah,
and the other was exploring
Was
where it's
possibly
played.
trespassing at some point in time.
Right.
And
I did legitimately trespass in Indianapolis. I walked all around that motherfucker.
Your
Yeah.
dad's gonna be pissed again, dude.
Yeah, he
you
doesn't like it when you
Stop
talk
Oh
saying
about
my
that.
women.
Stop
goodness.
doing illegal things on the podcast.
Damn it, I don't live there no
Damn you,
more.
Verizon.
That's a call.
No, I think that was episode 1, dog.
I don't know.
Might have been, that would have been
Might have
0.
been 0, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to the video.
But don't watch that one.
But that's, I mean, no.
It wasn't turn your volume up.
Hey, Josh, how about you?
Do you like exploring?
Positives.
Okay.
I appreciate a polite player.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it goes with your touching thing, like ask first.
Mhm.
People who win well, people who lose well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
for
can
sure.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that I do a decent job of that.
You good people.
Yes. And then on the other side, yeah, I'm okay. I lose at TCGs well.
Okay.
I don't lose at literally anything else well.
Let me actually caveat that.
Oh, shit.
You are very gracious to other people in your loss.
Oh, yeah, I'm horrible to myself.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
that's
yeah,
it.
all right,
Okay,
yeah.
You mean the
sure. Yeah, I didn't.
Yes,
yeah,
the interaction, yes.
I'm
When
a
I go
piece of
home, I'm
shit.
like, yes,
Josh, why you
okay,
have a black eye?
that's correct.
It was me.
Some guy.
What are you
jumped.
doing? I'm kicking my own ass.
That's very true. And then I would say just the friendships side of it. I mean, we talked about it last week or
So
the week
many
before. Yeah, so those are my building friendships through the games. It's awesome. It's the best part of the game.
Yeah.
My dislike meat is I'm a big like sound guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's like 3 things that really get me.
Mhm.
If you riffle shuffle.
Mm.
If you fucking riffle shuffle.
Okay, 1, riffle.
Okay.
I'm a riffle next time.
If you do this with your cards, that little thing that's like, and then you pull the back one to the front.
Yep.
And then you bring them over to the side. Okay. Fuck me. Please stop doing it. Okay? And then the third thing is
I do that one.
I do that.
Right?
one.
I do that one.
It drives me
Yeah.
fucking nuts because when I'm done with my turn, I put my cards down and I am just watching, like thinking, planning, doing the fucking.
It's funny because
It fucking drives me insane, dude. I hate it.
it's really funny because you and I play each other the same way. Like it's really
Set
like,
the cards down.
I noticed that Josh and I like our playing patterns are
Yeah.
like the exact
Yeah.
same.
Make your play,
We
put
make
your
our play,
cards
set our
down.
cards down, and move on.
Yeah.
So I do the shuffle thing, but I do it
Well, fuck you.
on my turn.
Oh, okay.
I do.
So if I'm thinking,
Right, that's
right,
your.
that's like my idle thinking.
That's cool.
Is
Yeah.
That's
is-
fine.
is
It's when
to,
I'm
like,
going and you're doing a
uh,
bunch of shit with your
yeah.
deck, like
I can't. If I'm
I
messing
cannot
with this, I
wait
can't
to
pay
beat
attention to
you.
what you're doing.
yeah.
Exactly.
So if I'm messing with my stuff, I can't pay attention to what
I
you're
do
doing.
typically say.
But like if I've got to be focusing, I got to do something other. If I do this and then started to try to think about what I'm supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
You'll forget
I'd
what cards are
immediately
in your
forget what
hand.
cards are in my
Yeah.
hand,
Well,
and then
yeah.
I'll be like,
And you're thinking
where's
now you're
all-
thinking about your daughters,
Yeah,
and you're like, wait a
but-
second.
shit,
Oh,
yeah.
pass. I mean, no.
Oh, shit, I'm wearing play testing. I did nothing.
I remember to poop today.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
my
I did.
sandwich.
Yep.
Man, my brain is totally going. The good side was definitely the friendships that I've made here and definitely in this shop in general with Pokemon for sure.
With those two.
Being able to do all this stuff, and then I would say my other positive is like learning, being able to learn. Like I love, like my favorite times. Like not during like competing or whatever, or like after competing, and then being able to play a deck, and then like sitting down with Link this past week, or I'm like, I have no idea how to play this fucking deck.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what am I doing? Like, who am I trying to get out first?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and like he's like, okay, well, you'll want to try to do this, and then maybe get a couple of these down and whatever, you know. And like, I like playing the game like that because then it's like immediately clicks. You know, it's not me trying to sit on PTCG like, well, how does this fucking work?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Right.
like here's your lines, here's what you're trying to do, here's your end game plays, and here's like I just love it.
That
So-
also inherently makes you a better player, yeah.
right, yeah. And I love the learning aspect of this stuff. Really tickles my brain in the right way.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of my favorite things about the TCG. But my negative is BMing, dude. Your bad manners. Get it out of here. And my bad manners thing really is like if you got the win with one fucking card,
You just fucking
play the one fucking
I'm doing
card.
900 damage.
Right,
to
yes.
you,
Right, exactly. Yeah. You got a 30 hit point guy. All you gotta do is switch it. Like, if you got a switch card, like that's like, okay, I stalled you. Play the switch card.
Yeah.
No, this person's like, okay, I'll do this, and then I'm gonna Professor Sada attach these two energies here, draw 3 cards.
Do you know what
Okay,
you do?
energy
You know,
switch.
you know how you
You know,
combat
do-
that?
punch him in the fucking face.
I don't
Here's
want to
two.
lose.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose
Oh
anyway.
yeah. This
You're
is
gonna
true.
lose anyway, and if they start, dude, I do that every time. If
I
they start
got
doing
those-
this
I
shit,
think what Ron's talking about specifically is like,
This
if you're
finish-
gonna win,
no. If you're sitting across from an opponent and they're doing a bunch of stuff, you see that they have the win
Right, yeah.
on the board.
Right.
But like maybe if they pass, if they don't
Right, yeah.
see it, you've got the win the next
Right, yeah.
turn.
Yeah.
And they do all this other stuff.
And
that
then they're
had
like, "Oh,
nothing
wait."
to do it. And then they're no, not a no wait.
When it's
Because somebody
deliberate.
who's very good here does the oh wait, and I'll put him on blast because it's not like an actual thing. Brock does the oh wait. Brock's so into playing his game
Yeah.
that he'll be like turn, boom, 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 and then he'll just like go be like
His
oh,
oh wait, it's like, oh yeah, wait,
he's
I got
like
it.
oh wait,
yeah.
I got it.
Yeah,
then
that
he'll
that's
do it.
fine.
That's different.
Yeah.
This is like I'm doing all my stuff. This is what my turn would have looked like if I didn't just need to
Right.
attack you. From
And if
here
you
and
had
there.
600 HP, I could still knock your ass out.
Like know it to see it, but want to see your deck continue to do the thing, and just
Right,
making me watch you
Right, yeah.
play solitaire.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's where I'm
that's the BMing
Yeah.
that is.
So don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Unless you want to see me catch a case.
Be a
Yeah.
gracious winner too. Be kind to your opponents.
My positive thing, my first piece of bread is the stuff that culturally begins to form around TCGs. Not just like the friendships and stuff like that. Like those stuffs are big and meaningful.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep both things like light and also you guys took those, so I'd just be copying them.
Yeah.
And those are my
Yeah.
really favorite things. But
Yeah.
like things like when in Pokemon, and some of this stuff has died since pandemic, but can we bring it back because it's great? Like in Pokemon,
Pandemic.
Huh?
Oh shit.
No, not the pandemic. The month stuff that we used to do before that, just to be very clear.
This guy is horrible.
Remember, Nintendo engineered it. Anyways.
He makes me want to go home.
Yeah, bring back the pandemic. You heard it here first.
That guy. He said it. Mountain Drew.
That
Blah,
and the
blah, blah.
Switch 2 is coming out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
so
Yes, okay.
hopefully one of those things is
Yes.
correct.
Nintendo.
Pandemic.
So anyway, like when you professor research an empty hand and get to draw 7 and you high five, right? It doesn't matter that you're nobody does it, but I sing A Whole New World anytime everybody says they're playing A Whole New World. Like those weird things.
And also
like,
every other song that's ever
and every other song. But yeah. Let it go.
in the specific, you have to do it.
Huh?
You have to do a whole new
A
one.
whole new
That's the voice. That's the voice that it's singing.
Yikes.
No, what? I'm always like, is Jasmine in the room with me?
Yeah.
Sounds like a mix between Fergie and Jesus.
Yeah. So I mean, like, the natural stuff that begins to form culturally that just like feels fun, that reminds us that like, yes, this is competition, yes, but we're here playing a game.
Yeah.
And it's got to be fun still, right?
Yeah.
And so like, that's it. My pet peeve. My pet peeve is my pet peeve is kind of a split in between the two of you. So BMing and touching your deck, which is when someone asks to touch your deck and does, but is just
Not how you touch your deck.
disrespectful
Right, yeah.
about it, right? Like, yeah, like
That's a
yeah.
court case. That's a
Yeah,
court
like-
case for me.
Pay attention to how your opponent is shuffling their deck
Oh, yeah.
and be nicer than they are with their deck,
Yeah.
right? If they let you see their discard, and you've noticed this person does not riffle shuffle their deck,
Right, yeah.
right? Or whatever.
Because they're not an asshole.
Don't start doing something that at the end of the day, like, it's somebody else's stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And
Sometimes
so
it's very expensive.
and sometimes it's very expensive.
Even if
and-
it's not.
And even if it's not.
Right.
Maybe for
Doesn't
them.
matter.
Maybe for them it is
yeah.
expensive.
Maybe for them it is expensive.
Yeah.
And like just be generally respectful of the fact that all of the interactions here are optional and
Yeah.
about a game and like should be respectful. And so like when you take someone else's stuff and you're like, fuck
Right,
your
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like that sucks, right? And maybe that's how you mess with your stuff, and that's fine.
I'm going to start holding up my discard.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like
Like an accordion.
Right, yeah.
So like it's kind of like
Can I
it's-
touch? No.
Yeah. I gotta echo, like, ask. Obviously, I understand we've had a few cards that, like, suggest that you don't, but, like, even the courtesy of, like, hey, can I see your discard? Like, as you're, because technically, yes, you can, right? Like, technically, you don't have,
Right, yeah.
but
Right.
just, like,
Technically, you don't have to, but it's polite.
it's just,
Unwritten rules.
just recognize the fact that you're interacting with something that belongs to somebody else. And while you're both on the play field, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not soccer and we're not sharing a ball here. Like,
It's different if you pick up a board game or something, you're using the board's pieces
Right.
and you're touching those pieces.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
know, this is my collection of cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And so that's that. And then the other positive is going to be like the I guess this is not really the friendship stuff, but it is kind of. It's the fact that like TCGs, generally speaking, are all centered around some sort of like thing.
Yeah,
Right? Like
right.
even Magic the Gathering's like very fantasy based. I mean, Magic the Gathering now is everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Spider-Man
SpongeBob.
and
Yeah.
SpongeBob and- yeah, mostly SpongeBob, I think.
Right.
I'm pretty sure everybody can correct me online if I'm wrong, but it's pretty much all SpongeBob
It
now,
is.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Magic the Gathering's
Magic
all
the
SpongeBob.
Gathering loves SpongeBob.
But like
Tom Kenny.
you kind of said,
Counterspell.
like getting to talk about something like in depth or whatever. It like the amount of people, and I see it the most around Star Wars. And somebody said it here the other day on Friday, during Force Friday, where it was like I went back and watched Revenge of the Sith. Then all of a sudden I knew the names of like people in
Nice.
background scenes
Nice.
because like it
It was
like
pulled from the source material.
it pulls from the source material,
Yeah.
right? And it's like this cool thing you see people happen with Pokemon or even Lorcana. Like I mean, I know you guys are both big Disney fans, but there's probably a Disney card that all of a sudden now there's like a character that you're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, Tinker Tutor.
Yeah.
And
Tinker Tutor!
That's the one.
Are we talking about Tinker's Tutor now? This show is terrible.
Tinkers, Tutors, Beavers, Double D's.
but
Show
like,
us your meat.
there's
Yeah, I definitely don't know every character in every Disney movie. Anyways,
Do we have innuendo
already.
breakdowns?
no,
at the end?
okay.
It's true. It's true.
No. But like I think that fandom.
No,
that
I
formed-
agree.
Yeah.
I saw that kind of stuff happen around like toy collecting. And
It gives
stuff
you a
like that.
deeper appreciation of the thing that you already enjoyed.
Yeah,
Right,
Yep.
yeah. I
For
mean,
sure.
like when I was collecting Star Wars action figures, like super hardcore, right? Like there's a character in Empire Strikes Back. His name is Wilro Hood, and Wilro Hood is
That's
a dude.
such a fucking cool name.
It's such a cool name. All that Wilro Hood does in Star Wars is run down a hallway with an ice cream maker.
What?
He's
And
just
he's got a name and everything.
Just a dude in a jumpsuit, and he runs down the hallway in Cloud City with an ice cream maker.
Hey,
And that's what Wilro
gotta
Hood.
get
And they
like
made an
those
action
super
figure of
ice cream.
Wilro Hood, and it was so iconic that ice cream maker shows back up in Mandalorian as the thing that they have all the Beskar, the Imperial Beskar things back in.
Oh my
But like it was literally just like an extra
Awesome.
with a prop, and it was like, I don't know, that ice cream maker looks like a sci-fi thing.
That's
And
so
like
funny.
I only know that, as much of a huge Star Wars fan I am, I only know that character's name because they released a action
action
figure.
figure,
of
Yeah,
him.
right.
And that stuff happens in the TCG space all the time. There's
Will
what?
Rowe.
There's like 1,100 Pokemon or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
I've been playing Pokemon since it came
Our
out.
list is
I don't know all the Pokemon names,
No.
but they
You know a
drop
lot of them.
they drop a cool Pokemon card, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I like that Pokemon a lot more than I thought I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
Ice cream machines out creamy? What?
yeah, exactly. So that's like one of the cool things. Is like that deep dive you get to do
Yep.
Yeah.
actively in a fandom because they can make ancillary things that like it's not Pikachu, and it's
Yeah.
like but it's so cool.
Yeah.
And that I like that.
It's Pikachu!
So,
Drew doesn't know what that is.
Yes, he does.
That's from Short Pocket Monster.
That's Pikachu. No, that's from something else. He probably also does that. It's from the Who's That Pokemon
Yeah, it's from
thing.
Who's
It's
That
from Who's
Pokemon?
That
Pikachu!
Pokemon. Yeah.
The joke is that it looks like Pikachu, and then when it goes to it, it's some messed up. It's like Charizard's shape or whatever. It's like, oh, that's Charizard. It's Pikachu.
My favorites are. I mean, I love a genuine congratulations or good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that was a really great game. And extra piece of that is I don't love it because like of any reason other than you're being so nice right now, which is a good game after you just got fucking
Right, yeah.
whooped.
Yeah.
And they're still being really like, I really thought you had me on this turn, and I'm like, okay,
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Like for 5 minutes, I maybe scared you, but that was so nice of you to say because I did really try on that play,
Yeah.
So that was I always think that's super endearing. It's very great sportsmanship, and I love that. I opposite side of the coin hate when it's good game
Right, yeah.
and like running away from the table, right? Like
there it goes.
Oh, there goes my empty one. But like
I'm guilty of that.
I very much dislike when there's just a bad
Yeah.
attitude.
Yeah, the vibe. Yeah.
So basically, I'm saying sore losers are not my favorite
Sure,
to interact
yeah.
with, right?
I'm sorry.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because I could be a piece of meat. Okay, I could be one of the meat guys, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
You are a piece of meat.
definitely a piece of
What's your, what's,
Woo!
The meatiest of meats.
What's up?
Okay, so anyways, one thing that I do that could be very annoying is unsolicited advice.
So that's my next thing, which is that if I say good game and they say you too, and
Just let
then
'em rob us.
like
At this point, whatever.
and we have initiated a conversation about the game.
Right, yeah.
I'm super into talking about
Yeah.
like
Your strategies and-
like, hey, I really loved this move you did here.
Yeah.
I never want to hear this is why you lost
Right, yeah.
unprompted.
Yeah. You should have done this.
I never do that.
Like-
It's more like your deck would be that deck is like I'll be like that deck's awesome. It would be it would be like way better if you had blah 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 blah. I do that.
I get that. I don't know that you should assume that the person's interested in hearing about your
They
comments
90% of the time I'm sure they're not.
Like, I don't know that that's like the good time.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
Like
sure, yeah.
if you just won
Mm-hmm.
and now you're saying, by the way, here's why my deck's better than yours.
That's definitely okay.
But that's how it can be read in that moment.
Yeah, yeah,
Already,
for
like,
sure.
in a
I see both
vulnerable-
sides.
I see both sides too on
like,
that one.
Josh
I'm a
prefaces
big-
it with it. Do you want to be good or not?
no, I'll be so like
Hey,
let's
Do you want to keep fucking losing?
so let's say your deck like you're top decking. I'll be like that deck like you're playing steel. That deck would be like the deck's already awesome. It'd be like if you just got a little card draw, it'd be so much like it'd be way more consistent. That's something that I would say. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be like deck's kind of ass.
I like the inconsistency.
You need a whole new world. Q Drew.
We need less
Great.
of those.
I think what's important in that regard is like it's important to understand whether or not a person's headspace is interested in hearing your thoughts or comments, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
like I think that's just a delicate like situation for
sure.
people, I think.
I do it more in a casual setting,
Yeah.
which is it still could be annoying. I don't ever do it in a tournament because I don't want to like.
I don't
I think one of your
Yeah.
stronger suits too is like knowing your way to endear yourself with somebody.
Right, yeah.
That,
Mhm.
like
Connect
you're not
first.
going to be the guy that like somebody loses like this. And you're like, hey, you know what would make your deck better
for
is
sure.
like
It's-
you know.
I guess
like,
that's what I'm saying is like is like
Read the
room,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, if somebody has lost their, I mean, you don't know. Like, has
Yeah.
somebody lost 3 out of 3 games today, and you're now the third person telling them this is why your deck could be
Oh, your
better?
deck sucks.
You
know what
like
you need
I
is-
don't know. That I don't know that unsolicited advice is ever really a good idea.
I
Like
agree.
if nobody's asking you,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I tend to err on the side of if you don't ask me for your opinion, I'm gonna assume you don't want it.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Probably because I've been given unsolicited opinions for the vast majority of my life as a girl in this nerd
Sure,
space.
yeah.
And so like if I have to hear one more guy tell me why I did bad today,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking punch you.
Well, it's
Yeah.
because you're a girl.
So there's always that.
that's-
And here we
And
are
it's
making
also
you make a
because your
sandwich.
deck sucks.
Yeah.
Fucking Tremayne.
So yeah, those I don't really want to get unsolicited advice. If
Yeah,
I'm being
sure,
totally
yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
That was your
If I was interested, I would ask.
Sure.
I mean,
Yes.
and I think that's probably a fair thing
Yeah.
to consider in general. Like if people want your opinion, they're probably gonna ask you.
yeah.
And I don't think it's wise to just say, by the way, this is what you need.
Yeah.
If somebody approaches you and asks, fuck yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then my other piece of the interactions that I really love is I love when people hang out afterward
Yeah.
and then talk about their
Sure,
games,
yeah.
Mhm.
right? So I
Yeah.
think that's the space
Yeah.
where you start diving into, or you know, maybe that doesn't always happen, but I think the time and like I love when people hang out afterward, or
Yeah.
if like a couple friends playing the same
Mhm.
championship, and then you see that they're chatting and other people come over and talk. I really like those interactions where you see that people maybe are all in a group together and they're
Yeah.
chatting because they all came together, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
That's how
the
you
case may
build
be.
the relationship.
And I think that's how you reach the person that you're trying to help more
Yeah,
than
for
right
sure.
in the middle of the
For sure.
match.
Yeah.
Or
right
after the
it
match.
ended, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think I think
The
you're
loss
kind
is
of talking
fresh.
to deaf ears sometimes when you're trying to give advice right after a match. because they're probably going to go that.
I can change.
I mean, I could be wrong. I can tell you that my response to that would be
change.
Thanks.
Yeah.
For the 4th time today, somebody's told me the one. Even if I just beat them, they told me something that I could have done better. I'm going to go. But that is something that has happened to me though, right? Like repeatedly in lots of different spaces.
Right.
I've been the subject of unsolicited advice from men forever.
Yeah.
Weird, right? But
I don't
anyway,
think that's a thing.
I've never experienced that at all from men.
I don't think that's. I don't think that's a
I've
thing
never
that
done that
happens.
before to me.
I think that's. I think that might just be.
God.
the happy parts are I do love the chat. I love the chat afterward.
Yeah.
I love to hang out and talk after a tournament, and I think that's the perfect place, the breeding ground for this guy wants to help me do better.
Yeah.
It's the read
Right,
the room.
that's-
that
It's
you're
the read
talking
the
about,
room.
right?
Yeah.
So like, is the room there? Am I there? Is the person that I don't know and have no clue of, you know?
You're like, I don't know this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Thanks, I
And
guess.
asking you questions about your deck, like, well, how do you handle when you come up against this deck? Like, how do you with your deck? How do you handle that?
It always comes from it always comes from a place from a good spot.
Oh yeah, you're a coach through and through.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
like-
never doing it like maliciously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever,
Yeah.
you know?
We got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Thanks. Sorry, Rachel. Because I 100%
we know
have done
for
that
you.
to you before.
It's okay.
Probably multiple times.
You're a good
But I
coach.
know you,
Yeah.
right?
Right. That's
and
the
I
difference.
think
Yeah.
I think the setting, the room, it all is very different, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, I love that stuff from people that I know,
Mhm.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Josh tells me something
Yeah.
because I have
Yeah.
a relationship with him
Right.
and I understand his performance as a player. I'm interested even if I didn't necessarily ask.
Yeah.
Person across the room, the table from me who I've never interacted before with in my life wants to give me advice. I don't fucking know you.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Right,
know
yeah.
if this is your first day. I don't know if I'm the
You're
first
on the
person you beat today.
Right.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Like, you know,
Put your
I'm
cards
not
in
a
your
boss.
backpack.
I've got that hardcore duality as well.
Yeah.
Like
Like-
I need to know that you're better than me. Like at what you were giving me advice at.
Right.
Right? Not like as a human being. I
Yeah.
need you to know that like you like before you're telling me what lines you thought I missed or whatever, like
what's your name?
How do you know? How do you know any of this?
Let me see your resume.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's on
Um,
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certified.
And there
So-
is a way
Gotta
that
be-
sometimes actually like your and I may have told this story before, but your cousin was the first person that ever did that to me
Mm-hmm.
and was gentle and like made it clear, right?
Mhm.
Like it was very much so that really good game. I thought you had me here, and then like basically read me. Like
Mhm.
it was like you had lost the game at this point. You made this mistake here and did this, and this. But it was like it again read the room, knew it, and I even at that moment like I felt kind of triggered. I was like, how do you know that I did that so
Mhm.
bad?
Is there a mirror?
I don't
behind it?
even remember having that card at that time.
Right.
And it'll be like, yeah, if you look like 6 down your discard, you had that. I'm like, huh.
Right.
Oh, wait. I'm never gonna beat this guy.
Yeah.
Been through
I mean, I also had the context of him basically sitting down at this pre-release and just unsealing the deck that he got and going like, I'm ready.
Not even
Yeah.
opening the packs.
Just I'm gonna play
No, that's not right.
I'm gonna play the pre-release pre-con and
that'll be
and
it.
do it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's kind of a fun way to do it.
I mean, I pretty much did the same thing. Well, team. That was good. That was a good conversation. Yeah. Dog. I like y'all motherfuckers. Y'all my homies. And I'm grateful. Dog.
Did we change? Are you now OMG on my game?
No, I'm still.
No.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Check back next
It's
week.
with you, boy. OMG, the young OG OMG. Cause I'm off my game. It's been the SydeQuest show about games, people who play 'em. Make sure you follow the show.
Ooh.
Subscribe, likes,
Ooh.
comments. I need all the engagement. I'm not Mr. Engagement, but I still need all the engagement.
Okay.
But he's always Mr.
Okay.
Engagement.
24/7, 365. Fuck
Oh.
with me.
Yeah.
But it's just, Bye, y'all.
Bye!
Give me one more whole new world.
Oh no!